Y'all already know what it is. It's
You can hear the sound of my voice. You are tuned in to episode 47 of His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple holding real-life conversation with real-life friends. I am your co-host, Solomon Davis, along with
Shannon Royal Davis.
Back from a 2-week hiatus. Last episode, we had some spirited conversation. Shout out to Bakari and Daryl for joining us. But we are back in the house that Surgeon Alfie built, Flow Ohio Studios. Saturday afternoon, overcast, about to come down out there. Hey. It's about to come down.
Look, we're not doing any rain dances, okay?
No rain dances.
Yeah, we don't really want it to rain, but, you know, that's how it is. But anyway.
So before we get started, shout out to all my fellas out there. Happy Father's Day weekend.
Absolutely.
Also, shout out to all my people of color out there for Juneteenth weekend.
Yes.
So, I mean, we getting it in, although I feel a certain way about them putting Juneteenth and Father's Day on the same weekend.
We can't help that Juneteenth Father's Day fell on Juneteenth. How about that?
What you mean?
Look,
we don't know what date Juneteenth really
is
was.
the 19th of every June, okay? It's going to
that.
stay that way. It's Father's Day that flows. Look,
exactly.
Look, time out.
be no line.
Father's Day be like real. Father's Day be like real fathers though. Y'all don't know what day they're gonna show up on, right?
Y'all don't have to split Mother's Day on the 4th of July.
We don't get nothing.
Look,
Even
Father's
the
Day be
calendar
like a
mess
lot of
with
those
us.
other fathers out there. They don't really know what day they're gonna show up on anyway, so they just
Daddy,
give
we got
me-
you some signs.
Look, it's safe to say that we can still go to every restaurant in town, right?
I don't know. I mean, I like the promotion I saw. I mean, all real dads eat free tomorrow at Chick-fil-A.
Word?
Yeah, and Chick-fil-A.
So that
Go
means-
ahead. But
If you can get a meal tomorrow at
Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A, then you deserve to have all the kids.
right? You are the
right.
heavenly Father. How about that?
Good job, Ralph.
You definitely are.
So what's going on? How you been these last week and a half, 2 weeks?
Hey, so shout out to Studio 28, which is where my baby had a little dance recital. Unfortunately, they are closing their doors after 10 years, but it was a Black-owned studio, so I was very pleased and, stumbled upon them just by Google. So, y'all, promote your businesses on Google. We appreciate them. But our kid absolutely surprised us. She's that kid that when I take her to the doctor and they're like, hey, we got to do an eye exam, and they're like, do she know her letters? I'm like, I don't know, because that's what she tells me. I don't know. You don't know what she's never going to share with you what she knows.
She comes home from practice and like, what'd you learn in dance class today? I don't know.
Yeah.
So we get there and we're going through the recital, and she has 2 different dances she has to perform. She does the first one, and then they have like an intermission, and when they come back from intermission, before getting started with the performances again, the owner basically gives out these awards. And for her class, our daughter ends up getting the award.
Oh,
So we're like, so she knows what she's doing.
So the
We
first
sitting there
one,
shocked as hell.
the first one we're sitting there like,
Feeling
oh,
that.
I was
I
like,
don't
where
know.
is she? And so he finds her, and I'm like, yo, they're gonna be looking at the side because the teacher isn't there, and I'm not sure if she's truly confident in what she's doing. So we're just like, okay, let's see what happens. And so they go through the first one like, oh, okay, they all look the same. The second one, she put them tap shoes on, and baby girl turned it up. She was like Sasha Fierce, aka Beyonce, baby. Like she took lead, and even the other parents came up and was like, Royal really did her thing. And I was just really pleased and proud of her because she doesn't share that with us. So shout out to Royal Davis. She was awesome.
Royal Davis.
Yeah. She didn't get the dancing from her dad, so we're
got
proud of
the
that.
intellect.
Yeah,
She got that.
We know that.
She
Yeah.
got the intellect, though.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did. So it was pretty cool. But anywho, let's go on and jump into our show. Introduce our guest.
So with us, as always, to my right, we have the Church Sinatra, the big boy president, the man who always put the church money on the floor.
Oh yes, right in fantasy dolls, right on the floor.
Rob Thomas.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's going on? What you got going on?
I'm coming. I'm flying in.
He got flued out.
Flying in. I got flued out,
Flew it out?
real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm just chilling, man. Getting ready to go film a little something, and just chilling, having a good time.
To his right,
Yeah.
Alfie Santana.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, that's it. We knew.
Behind the ones and twos. Welcome to him to the Steph Curry era, the Surgeon General.
Yo!
What's going on?
Pretty good. It's been a great week.
No, he was a little hurt earlier this week. But,
You were too, but go ahead.
yeah, I was a little hurt, but it's all right.
Anyhow, we'll talk about that by a second. With his and her, that's it.
To Shannon's right, we have a special guest in the building.
Yeah, that'd be me.
This my love.
Shannon's left. My bad. I thought you were ambidextrous. My bad.
You know, baby.
That is the mic stand, the mic stand, the little mic stand.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, in the building with us today, Miss Janelle.
Hi,
How
everyone.
you doing today? One of Tampa's finest.
Aw, thank you. The goat. Oh, okay, great.
So tell people about you, how they can find you, all of this. Come on, give us a little bit.
Of course. So my name is Janelle. As many people know, I'm an R&B soca artist and entrepreneur here in the Tampa Bay area. I'm also a vocal coach. You can find me J'_NELLE anywhere. I love what I do. It's my passion. It's my love. It's deeper than just putting music out there, but also healing hearts, minds, souls through any and everybody that I get the opportunity to do so. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, Janelle, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So tell us how you started with music.
Ooh, geez. It's so interesting. I get this question, like, a lot sometimes, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I always trip up on it. It's so crazy. But, no, of course, started in church. My mom thought I started singing when I was 4. I think it was like 5 or 6, you know. Because that's when I started in the choir. And then after that, you know, I was actually vocally trained in opera and jazz.
Okay.
So I graduated from Blake High School.
Okay.
Blake alumna. Hey. You know, went to USF. You know, I fell into the love of music because my family, they sing. You know, my dad sung in the Baptist church, grandfather, all of that. My mom, she sung opera in Trinidad because that's where I represent as well. And, you know, it's just been a love. It's been a passion for me for years. And I grew up with it. I knew for sure when I wanted to get in the industry when I was 16. That's when I first had the opportunity to sing the national anthem for the Rays.
Gotcha.
And I was a teenager.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, they do this? Oh, okay. I like all these people. They're looking at me. So, yeah. And it just grew from there. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
speaking of, you have the opportunity to do that once again this upcoming Monday.
I do. I'm super excited. I get the opportunity to sing for the Rays against the Yankees. It's one of their biggest games, so I'm glad that they called me back, and, you know, it's been an honor. It's an honor.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to sing them. Yeah, so
that
that they
last
can
note long.
pull off a win because they've been, slowly but surely losing close games. Like, not even blowouts. I can kind of take a blowout every now and then, but, like, when you winning, you losing 0-1.
Yeah.
They lost the other night the same as the Lightning. They was 3-4. I was like, come on, yo. And, like, they're giving it up last. So, hopefully you give them a little energy.
I hope so, too.
And
Come
give
on.
us a W.
Come on.
So, as far as the soca genre, and I did hear you say that, what made you go into that lane more?
My mother.
Okay.
She was like, Janelle. First off, she was the one that actually gave me the name. That's not how my name is really spelled, but yeah. She was like, she's very unique. So she was like, Janelle, you should tap into soca. And I was just like, Mom, I want to stick with R&B. She was like, everybody does R&B.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? She was like, everybody does R&B. But can you honestly say, is there a female soca artist here in Tampa Bay? And I thought about it, I was like, no. So I branched into that. I actually partnered with one of my favorite producers. He's from Trinidad as well. His name's 2SC. And we go to the same church. And, like, we both did our research. And we started doing soca music when roughly 2014, 2015-ish. And then from there, it just grew. And I fell more in love with the genre, and then I implemented that and R&B together. And now that's why I call myself an R&B soca artist. So it's a love, and it's never going away from me. Yeah.
So when we knew you were coming on the show, like Serge and I have been going back and forth for a minute, and he's like, hey, I was able to get her. So I'm like, okay, cool, that works. And so I listened to some of the music. So what would be if a person said, play me your one go-to?
Right.
What is your one go-to song?
Ooh, I mean, depends on the vibe, but if you're talking but if you're talking about like soca, I would say there's 2 songs. Number 1 and then Shutdown.
Gotcha.
So they'll actually get a feel.
I like Shutdown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tonight you're going to be performing as part of the Juneteenth celebrations at the Raymond James
I am.
Stadium. So I know that that's a big thing. I knew they had they have quite a lineup that's going on out there. So for you to still snag a spot up there.
Though.
Yeah,
Eddie Kane.
They ain't get Eddie Kane.
They did.
I'm
My bad.
mad about that.
We're going to have to get
They ain't
with
bring
them
church.
now.
They ain't
We're
bring
gonna
church
have to
structure on there.
get-
I'm gonna holler at
get-
Rocco about that.
So silly.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
you have a set out there. What's your playlist as far as your set goes?
My playlist is original music, and I'm bringing Caribbean and R&B vibes meshed together.
All
And I
right.
bring some dancers too, a little sprinkle in my dances.
Okay.
So,
She
doing
gonna
a
kill
little
it.
shindig, a little something.
How many carnivals have you done?
That's a list. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I can't
A
remember.
lot.
It's been quite a few. I've done Miami. I've done Tampa. I've done smaller cities ones. I did Maryland's. I did Atlanta's before. Trinidad's.
That's one of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I've done quite a few.
So you did
That's what's
the
up.
real deal.
Yeah, it was awesome.
yeah.
So piggybacking off your answer to Shannon's last question about what you'll be performing this evening, you're saying a collaboration of some original stuff and what have you. Aside from the performance standpoint of it, what do you try to tap into creatively when you come up with writing your own music?
I'm really big into transparency with my music. I've always had challenges with being transparent because I grew up in the church, and I would always say, oh my gosh, I'm scared. What if I tell my story? I don't want to talk about love. Oh my gosh, this person gonna say. But the older I got and the more I got into my music career, I was just like, this music is healing, you know what I mean? And for me to be able to share that vulnerable side to other people, it touched more souls, and it actually, that really, really happened when I dropped my 3rd project called Crystal Clear. And one thing that really motivated me to continue to be more transparent, there was a lady, she was going through a divorce, and there was a song that she heard. It's called Gone. It was actually featured with Tremaine Lamar, and she said that song was one of her that helped her during her healing journey. So when I hear stories like that, you know what I mean, that allowed me to become more transparent and not being afraid of that. I know my music ain't gonna touch everybody, but it's gonna touch someone.
Somebody. Yeah.
And that's the goal that I try to keep in my mind. Yeah.
So as an artist, is it difficult for you to, after your project is complete, go back and listen to it in its entirety and listen to it from a fan standpoint and not an artist, and don't say I should have did this, I should have did
Right,
that.
say
You
no.
can listen to it and be like, oh, that's dope, or oh yeah, I'm feeling that, or as fans sometimes we
Right.
listen to our favorite artists
Right.
and it's like, that ain't Jay-Z's best album, or this or that or what have you.
Yeah.
Like that Drake that dropped yesterday.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
the begin-
that's what I was going to ask y'all about Falling Back. But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
So
crap.
in the beginning, when I used to criticize myself a lot, but now, it's my baby. You know what I'm saying, and it goes back to what I said. Somebody is going to like it. Some people may not. At the end of the day, I'm focusing on the ones that appreciate the music.
Right.
You feel me? So, and that's what's important, and that's why I try to encourage other artists as well. Not saying that every day I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm scared to listen to this. No, if this is for you and your music is valuable, then by all means, work, put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Of course, have those other people whom you trust and not just going to criticize, but don't give you the solutions to
Right.
help you with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Have those people around that be like, okay, let's tweak this vocal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could, that's what I did for my projects.
Project,
And the latest project that I did called Mirror, I had individuals whom I trust to know, okay, I love their insight. I want them to help me out with this project to make it more better. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, no.
Okay.
Oh, Janelle, I hear your island come out of you.
Yeah,
You
it
trying
comes
to
over.
keep it real professional with us and stuff.
It
But
comes
I
out.
hear it.
Yeah.
So
That's exciting.
with the multiple projects that you dropped, can you go back and look at them each individual and be like, dang, I could recognize where I was at that point
Yes.
in my life, or I see what I was going through right here, and say that's what inspired
Yes,
that
I can.
particular project.
I definitely can. It definitely takes me aback. When my project Crystal Clear, I was going through, a breakup with my fiance. So, and it's just like that right there in itself. I was like, oh. And when I listened to it, I'm like, dang, wow, I really went through that.
Gotcha.
And I know other people are going through that same thing. So
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Do you find it difficult to manage your music career, balancing relationships? Is that a difficult space to be in when you're so focused on the art right then?
it is. It can be. It can be.
Gotta find somebody willing to
Right.
stand tall in them.
And that's one of the things that I noticed as well, is that if the person whom you are in a relationship with doesn't have that same mindset as you, it is going to be a bit of a challenge, because you have to balance, being in a relationship, working on your music as well. But at the end of the day, we make time for what we want to make time for. I'm a firm believer of that. No excuses. Yeah. So yeah, it depends.
Church Sinatra, you feel the same way, as you are indulged in several different things. And I honestly, I've been following you. I see you've been getting a little more relaxation into all of the work and play.
Oh, yeah. I jump in the pool.
I see.
Because
Yeah,
hot. And then too. Huh?
Cannonball?
No, yeah, sometimes.
so do you
But-
find that that's a hard thing to balance as a relationship when you're trying to wear these multiple hats?
Anytime I've been inspired to even record, it's always after. So
Okay.
even with BIFA is before it fell apart. So it's with that one, I was just thinking about what I felt before, and then this last one that's coming is called Divorce. So it's this is it. You know what I mean?
The inspiration.
So now you gonna hear my feelings after.
Oh, so you
And
be acting
also-
like Mary J. Blige.
So
we
after,
can tell where you at in your
Yeah, yeah.
your journey, honey.
So that's why I know
oh,
that-
she be happy. Oh,
You know.
yeah.
Now it's but
Janae
Mary,
Aiko.
you need Mary to be unhappy all the time. I just
Because
don't
you
want
feel
to
like you get.
Yeah, I want her to be.
think
I
you
want
just be
somebody to
looking
do
for her
something.
passion. You looking for the passion.
I'm looking
of
for
it.
her to be mad about something. I'm sorry.
That's so mean. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I understood her when I can go through everything. Not that I'm putting things out, but if I go back to the Dat Piff days, Bandcamp, and listen to my old projects that I put out, from Soul of the Lion all the way to this one here, I knew where I was in every last one of them. So it's yeah.
Okay. So how do you know what should be put on your albums? When you're putting those things together, and I know that you come in creative spaces because you may come in and be in a different spot one day, and this is the path you're taking. How do you know what should be on what project?
That's a great question. I think every project is different. I'll speak for my latest project, Mirror. I knew I wanted a certain sound of blending R&B and soca, so I brought in an executive producer, Ryan Copeland, so that we can actually sit. Yeah,
He's
sit.
a beast.
He is. Sit and actually figure out, okay, what sound do you want? And he actually inspired me. He was just like, listen to certain artists. What kind of feel are you trying to go for, Janelle? Because I already know what story I wanted to tell, but I wanted the sound to complement what I wanted to say. So for that project in itself, I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted to add more R&B side, because people, they know me for soca. Of course, they know me for R&B here and there, but they know me for soca, but they haven't heard the R&B side of Janelle. So I would say just going in knowing what you want first.
Gotcha.
That's what helped me.
Okay.
And then that's what really directed my path. And when the producer sent the track, I knew it felt good.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm like, okay, but once that beat drop, oh,
You felt it in your
I
soul.
wanna write. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. There's one in particular. It's OP Super produced it. It's
Okay.
called Swept Up. And as soon as the beat dropped, I was like, oh, this is it. That's the one. Oh,
You let
So is that gonna be your lead single
No, the lead single is actually "Take Me There."
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Take
yeah.
You There.
Take Me There.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Listen to the song.
Yes, yeah. I got a question for you. Yeah, I don't know if goes for everybody, but I know for me, when I hear, I let the beat tell me what I'm going to talk about. Do you?
It depends. Like a writing set, like certain beats, like for real. Like for example, number one, like one of my songs, I heard the beat and the track like dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I was like, dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? And I'm created with the melody first, and then that's when the words come. Sometimes I already have it already written down, and I just gotta get a beat to actually feel. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I hear a beat in my head, and I go to my producer. Hey, can you make this? And then like they just create around that. So it depends.
Okay.
Definitely depends.
There's a third artist sitting at this table.
Yeah.
Serge?
We'll let him. How about
You wanna
you,
speak on
Serge?
that?
How do you find
Yeah,
your...
Serge.
It just comes.
When the beat come to you, like, do you
as soon
go
as
by the
I
flow?
know within 5 seconds. Like
that's
it's just
something
something
you
you just hear it. Like as soon as it drops, I hear a delivery.
You know.
Immediately.
Right,
Yeah, I just
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, bet, and start writing immediately.
So is that your process? So do you have to hear the music first before you have?
No,
it, or
there's
you
some stuff
sometimes
that
come
I
with
just
your
I
own?
write
Write down. And
I
then when
like
you find
to
the beat,
challenge myself. Like I got a track coming out called State of the Art, and all that is I just wrote down 50 states, and I'm gonna find a way to tie them all together.
Okay.
But also, it makes sense. I'm
That's-
not just
that's-
rhyming them to rhyme.
That's
It's
some,
Yeah.
that's some serious artistry because the stuff you sent me, man. I'm like, I don't know how he does it. Where he trying to figure this out. But
Creatives are
it's
just
just like,
amazing.
Yeah,
We are amazing.
man.
So Janelle, I saw on your page you were there was something else you were promoting as far as
I know.
creatives. So you can speak on that.
Of course. I am so excited. It is my 2-day music conference called Creatology. It is in collaboration with Creative Collective, which is another creative organization. And our whole goal is to educate, to create, and also to bring awareness to the creatives that your music is valuable. One of the things that I noticed in the music industry, talking about the mental health in music, they don't talk about that. They always tell you, don't give up. Send your music to the DJ. Okay, cool. But what are those fundamentals am I going to take with myself in order for me to become a better creative?
Absolutely.
So I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous. Oh my God. But I know it's the whole goal is to bring those creatives in. So on Friday we're having a networking / open mic event. It's not like your typical networking open mic, because I know sometimes when we network we're like, I don't know if I should network to that person, but we're finding ways. We're gonna find activities in order for you to actually network with those individuals. And then that Saturday morning it's going to be a one-on-one session with music producers and songwriters as facilitators. It's going to be 2SC, Max Foreman, Avery, and Tremaine Lamar. They've worked with individuals like Jack Harlow. They worked with Molly Music. They work with a lot of people actually. And to have them, it's going to be a very intimate session. We got a few slots left, but that one's about to be closed. Gotcha. Where they're actually going to learn how to emote through a song. They're actually going to know how to properly use a digital audio workstation, right? Instead of just slapping reverb on somebody's voice. If I'm giving you a pop song, how can her vocals match the actual pop beat? So literally, they're going to be going into their laptops to actually, work with them in creating that song. And right. And then that evening, we're actually having a panel discussion. It's going to have Ryan Copeland on there. We have the Justice League involved as well.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
You got to come and find out.
Make that call.
We have Kelly Rowland's group member, June's Diary. They're going to be involved as well. So, and we're going to touch bases on legitimizing your music, but not just that, but the mental health portion of music, because that needs to be talked about. So many creatives go through mental health challenges, and that is not talked about. I say that because 2 years ago I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, and I did not know how much that affected me musically, comparing myself to others, thinking that my music is not valuable. So what way to do that but then sharing my story through creating this music conference for other creatives. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm very excited.
Man, y'all check out our music conference, okay?
So
Like
it's-
for real, this sounds like a really, it's important. It's an important piece. I think that people miss when they're going through these different times of
Right.
like creating. I think that's very important to maintain mental health, and I'm glad that that's so much more like to the forefront now.
Right.
Before people were just like, oh, you'll get over, just pray about it, it's gonna be all right, and that
Exactly.
kind of stuff. And it's just not, it's so much more to it
Right.
than just praying about it or just sending those well wishes through just a text
Right.
or something
Right.
like that. It's
Yeah,
more
that's
to
a
it.
little bit more.
Right. And a lot of them are silenced, you know what I'm saying? They don't have that safe space to
Absolutely.
actually speak about that, you know what I mean? And I want to provide a place where they know that it's okay to not be okay. And you have a tribe here that's going to support you and know that your music is worth listening to.
Absolutely.
Right? And if you feel as if you need something more, you have those tools and you have those individuals to help you to get to where you need to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better check Chanel conference out, okay?
Yes, tickets
we-
are still on sale, but they end on Wednesday, so don't wait till last minute,
Exactly.
y'all.
Get out there and buy.
The
Yeah.
conference is Friday. Starts
Next week, next week,
next
Friday and Saturday. Yep.
Okay.
So we know we got you performing later on this evening at Ray J.
Yes.
Got the national anthem with the Rays on Monday. You got the
Yes.
conference next week.
Yes.
What else do we see in the future for
Booked
Janelle?
and busy.
Ooh. Well, like I said, I'm a vocal coach, so I do plan on doing more workshops and events for vocalists, but not just singers, but rappers, speakers, because we all have a vocal cord and we all have to take care of it. More shows and performances, but I'm really focused on the business aspect of things. So just providing those opportunities. I am in the works of creating a music pop-up shop.
Okay.
Yeah, where I'm gonna be collaborating with the Snap House to actually,
that's dope.
to actually have different musicians perform in each of their areas, so people can, walk around like a
that's pretty
museum of
good.
art.
Yeah.
A mini Essence Festival.
Yeah. So
Or
I'm
like a
excited.
trap house. You know how they have artwork in a trap house? And when they first started opening up, they did have like performances in it. So I think that sounds really dope just to
Yeah.
do it musically. That's awesome.
Thank you. I'm
No, but we
excited.
definitely appreciate you blessing us with your presence today. As Alfie always says, look at the door.
It's always
You walk
open.
through it, it's an open door policy.
Hey.
So
So we know that we're not going to hold you up. We know you have
She's
somewhere
a-
to
she's
be
a,
too.
I would say she's a legacy. So here you
Yeah,
Okay.
She
absolutely.
She got the legacy in there.
got that legacy
All
card.
right.
That's
Absolutely.
beyond
Look.
VIP.
That sounds like
That's
a
what's
show
up.
I've been watching.
basically, just leave your information again as far as where they can stream your music, where they can get to your website.
Of course. Yes.
Where they purchase tickets.
Boom. Hello. So yes, my name, of course, is Janelle, J''Nelle. You can Google that. At everything is I am Janelle. I am
Yep.
JNELLE. That's Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you go. And then the event, you can follow it on It's Creatology. So it's CREATOLOGY, Creatology. But if you follow my page, you'll definitely see it there.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So I'm super excited. You can find my music on all streaming platforms. If you got Pandora, Spotify,
Yep.
if you like the old school YouTube, I'm on there as well.
Her latest project
Hey, let's say
is
old school YouTube.
Mirror.
So we got some, so I'm super excited about what God has in store. So, but thank y'all so much for
Absolutely.
having
Thank
me.
you.
No,
for
no
great
problem at all. You
shit.
heard what
Yeah.
she said. The tickets could stop going on sale on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Do not show up at the door trying to get
Dang,
tickets.
No, sir. We're not doing
Ain't
it.
You will get
Ain't gonna be
turned
nothing
away.
there.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be nothing there
No,
for
but
you.
thank you once again for coming on. We
Thanks.
definitely appreciate you. We're going to get this out as soon as this is over with so everybody can hear.
Yes.
If you're listening live on Facebook Live right now, get to Ray J for the Juneteenth Festival.
Yes, absolutely.
Check her out.
People there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. It was our, yeah. It started, I think, when did it start? 3?
3.
Yeah. Something like 3 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
To my man
But
Rock, I
absolutely, get
said
out
what
there,
it
check
what
out.
it do.
Thank y'all.
We from the
Thank you, Janelle. We
Thank
appreciate
you for having me.
No problem at all.
On that note,
On that note, we're going to take our first break of the day. You're listening to His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple holding real-life conversation with real-life friends. We'll be back.
yes. He's playing Janelle's music through the breaks.
Thank you, Janelle. We appreciate it. Thanks. Our side was real fine until I went to my side. Then I realized I needed you more than I thought. I replaced you, misused and mentally abused, cause I was in your head. But instead I went my way. So take over, won't leave you no more. Come closer, you are my number. Take over, won't leave you no more. Come closer, I need you forever. I need you forever. Take over. Take over. Sometimes you'll feel blind, searching and searching for answers. Moving, you'll find the rhythm that takes you to a place where the melody will flow. That's where you wanna go. Honey flowing through you, let him take control. Take over, won't leave you no more. Come closer, you are my number. Take over, won't leave you no more. Come closer, I need you forever. I need you forever. Take over. Take over.
Number one, make it number one. Honey flowing is never done. Number one, make it number one. Sweet, sweet feeling is what they want. Number one, make it number one. Honey flowing is never done. Number one, make it number one. Sweet, sweet feeling is what they want.
Come closer, closer, come closer. Come closer, closer. I need you forever. Come closer, come closer. Come closer. Take over.
Number one, make it number one. Honey flowing it never done. Number one, make it number one. Sweet, sweet feeling is what they want.
We are back. Segment 2, episode 47, the John Lynch episode of his, hers, and ours.
Yeah.
Real life couple holding real life conversation with real life friends. Shout out to Janelle. That was an amazing segment. Wishing her the best with her
Yes.
performance tonight.
And Monday.
Monday at Tropicana with the Rays singing the national anthem. And the best of luck to her on her conference next weekend. So, your segment, what's going
We're
on?
gonna jump in some culture. I know y'all
Do
missed
it.
me. I missed y'all
Yeah,
too.
I know you're ready.
So let's start off.
2
We'll
weeks
just say
for me.
farewell to the Wendy Williams show. They had their final airing
About-
this past
About
Friday.
damn time.
And
Really?
she wasn't there. But
She's not been there for like months.
she has
Always
she
had
has,
special guests.
She,
some mental issues and also
Yeah.
some health issues going on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, send out some
Yeah,
prayers.
what kind of mental?
Yeah, shout out to her.
She hiding a motherfucker. That
But
was
y'all
it
can
is.
say whatever y'all want to. But Wendy Williams has definitely impacted the culture.
She did.
Whether you want to
She
take
did.
it negatively, however, she's impacted the culture
Before
in a way that
this.
when she was
Before
in
this,
radio,
yeah, with radio, before
absolutely. It started from the radio,
Where was she at? in the
but
radio?
she moved.
Howard Stern.
She started off on there, then she got her own show, and then that was where Charlemagne came
come
in
from her.
at, and
Yeah.
and then she took it onto the mainstream, onto television.
What's her most famous interview back in the days?
OJ,
No.
what?
Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
her-
She had her late,
her-
but that was when her show was late
No,
night
when-
too. So
when
yeah,
Whitney Houston called in, like,
Yeah.
I'm sick of your shit.
yeah.
And they-
For talking about her and
Yeah.
Bobby doing
You talk
drugs and
about
stuff.
me?
Yeah.
What up?
But
Let
she
me
was
put your
low-key-
business out.
I gotta check the archives on that
Yeah,
one.
go back.
But she low key when she was with OJ on that was flirting with
Yeah,
him. Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
look good, Juice.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, she was flirting.
low key flirting.
So,
it's
do
a-
you side with her husband,
That's
who,
why.
when he basically came out and was like, the show was wrong for not
For not-
including her on the last episode or even involving her at all?
But the thing about it is, how can you involve somebody who is right now just disconnected from it?
Oh yeah.
And you don't want to necessarily put her on there in front of cameras and embarrass her worse than what she is right now.
I mean, I'm
Right.
thinking that and she didn't necessarily have to be in studio. You could have did something like a
Zoom.
Yeah, like a
Zoom
little-
or what
But
have
the
you,
thing is,
and
who's
it could
to
have been,
say she
it could have
would've
been,
stayed on script.
it could have been edited. I mean,
Yeah,
you
but
know
it's
it
her
ain't
show,
live.
Yeah, it is. I feel like they should have had something with her on there, but they've reached out to her. She was the one who kind of went
She
into
left.
a space of like, I don't want to do anything right now. And for him to come and speak out, I think his thing for me is more monetary in a sense.
Yeah,
Because he
absolutely.
still gets a portion of that show because of her being there, but when she's not there
He's
at
an
all, you don't
executive
get a
producer.
yeah. Absolutely.
So he
was.
gonna get his money regardless because
So-
he's still an executive producer.
Right.
On the
And
show.
so is she because of name and
Right.
name and
Name
likeness.
and likeness. She ain't, that ain't going nowhere. They
No.
gonna get paid.
But
No.
I think it's an end of an era for her.
It's the end for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm just like, because we're used to watch, at least me, used to watching a certain set of shows on TV while I'm working, and then when I get off of work. So it was weird to see, because that's like right before my lunch, and it's like there was that period of time where you would flip by like, okay, William show with this person, like okay, that's 2, 3.
They kind of stuck
2
with
weeks,
Sherry
3
Shepherd
weeks.
towards the end,
Yeah.
though, because Sherry Shepherd did a really good job of holding
Yeah.
her own on there.
Who's what is that dude's name?
Rappaport.
Finesse,
Rappaport was on there.
Michael
a lot.
Rappaport.
Michael
can't-
Rappaport.
Yeah, Michael Rappaport.
He
for
tries
me-
too hard.
And not
Yeah.
even that. I
Tries
think
to
he
stay
lost-
relevant.
I think he lost his credibility with me once you started putting personal things that people were saying off record,
Oh,
on
the
record
Kevin
from
Durant
you with the
thing.
Kevin Durant thing.
Yeah.
And it not just necessarily with Kevin Durant because I feel like he can be a baby about stuff at times. But for that, to me, I think that you took it where we had and gave you this invite to the so-called
To the cookout.
barbecue, to the cookout. And now you done put our business in the street, and that's what you're doing. And so now he's lost a lot of credibility with me. I can't give him higher learning no more. I'm done. He's canceled.
No more Remy.
He's canceled.
You have been
man.
canceled.
He's been canceled.
Terminated.
I just think that was a bit much because, like, you get into these different environments, and because he did get he did have basically a pass thanks to higher learning.
Yeah, he did.
You get that pass, and you're in with all of these black people in the culture, and you get in this, you getting the inside to how we talk when we're just regular, and you bring it to the mainstream. To me, that I was offended by him. So anything he's on, I usually don't try and watch it anymore. Like,
So he's
lost his
almost like
relevancy.
the spook that sat at the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, while we're on that, anybody catch the drop of Carisha Please
I
with
did.
Young Miami and Diddy?
That was I saw
I
a piece
actually
of
watched
So
the
for me, I can't-
entire show.
You did?
The entire
How did you do that?
show.
Did you borrow somebody else's ears? Because, baby, when I tell you,
did
she
you do
just
that on
can't.
taxpayer time?
Right.
Yeah, no, no. Let me say that I watched it at home.
It came on after hours. It came on late. Not after hours. It came
I
on
watched
like
it on
about
YouTube
6
days
a.m.
later
Yeah,
because I actually wanted to see it.
Oh, I got you.
Days later, like
So-
a week later. Matter of fact, last night.
Y'all so stupid. Yeah, with y'all.
Matter of fact, before I came in.
So do y'all so this whole first off, her voice annoys me in regular life, like for real. Like,
Real
it
bad.
It really does.
Real bad.
And I think it turns up to be extra squeaky when she's like live and stuff like that. So I think that probably bothers me a little bit. I'm not mad at her for using her platform because that's what she does, and she has that social media following.
Yeah.
But do you take their relationship serious when
Can
when
we
she
call
has
this?
I ain't
Diddy?
Can we really call this
I
what it is?
I ain't
What
playing.
is it?
Diddy going through a midlife crisis.
I really think so too.
Exactly.
And
Has
she
he got a
got,
Porsche yet?
and time out. Time out, and
Exactly.
she got daddy issues. So I'm not even like that's to me what it is. To me, when you see a man who purposely out here trying to stay relevant with 24-year-old, 25-year-old, 26-year-old, and you're 50 plus, y'all ain't even. What's y'all conversation like? She wasn't even around to talk about kindergarten with
No.
you. She don't know nothing prior to 90.
Looking at
she
that
don't know
interview,
nothing.
It's just like
She was 8.
He'll be allowed.
When you first jumped.
He's allowed to do what he want to do, and she's there for the ride.
Gotcha.
Was there a couple females?
Can't
before
nobody
that, too,
break
that
his
rode the
stride.
same
See,
ride?
yeah.
Can't nobody hold him down.
Ain't
Y'all
nobody
really
hold him
gonna do
down.
this?
She's there. We rhyming in here,
He
baby.
trying to keep on moving.
Oh no.
You know?
Oh no.
We rhyming in
We're
here.
not doing that.
What you mean?
We're not doing that. We're gonna keep rhyming with Diddy with his foolishness.
It ain't just him.
It's the
people
last
out here
train
trying
to
to stay
Paris.
relevant all the time doing these things. I mean,
Yeah.
you get one person who they in a relationship, or one couple that's in a relationship for however many years, and then now you with somebody else in the industry. I mean, it's just rotating them through the industry. So
I understand that,
That's
but
all it is.
I think for me,
That's a
like when
great
you
word.
when you
publicity.
when you put Diddy up on here as being this mogul and this business guy, do you really take him serious with Young Miami on his head? He almost look like Babs.
Honestly, no.
I ain't even trying to be fun. Like,
But Solomon hit it.
stay in a rotation.
Dude, it's a rotation going on, and she in that rotation now. Ultimately, though, Diddy is going through a
Midlife crisis.
You can see it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
plus
did
his
you
wife
see
died.
his time out? Did you see that?
No.
They weren't married.
They weren't
but
married.
But you know,
Diddy is always making these people these long-term girlfriends. At one
Lori
point,
Harvey.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
get on her
yeah,
in a
yeah, you
minute
definitely need
too,
to get
because
on
I'm gonna talk. Because I know
Yeah.
you didn't like my comment or you questioned my comment on your post.
Yeah, I did.
So we'll talk about it.
yeah.
But no, I just think for me, I think
J-Lo.
J-Lo never double back with him. Now she done double back with everybody else.
Except for his
She did
ass.
not double back
You know
with
why?
him.
Because she almost went to jail behind some bullshit.
She ain't no shine.
Just hanging
Yeah,
with
I ain't going there.
I like shine.
I ain't trying.
She says she's done. She's off that ride.
Did he probably called all times?
Did
The
you
person he was
see-
talking about, he lost.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he was talking about Cassie when he was talking about, I'm
He was
sad
talking about
about-
Kim.
He
No,
was-
I think he's talking about Kim when he said he
No.
lost.
They lost to her, but when she asked him the question, have you ever been heartbroken?
J-Lo.
It was
It
J-Lo.
was J-Lo.
Because
Because
she
she
left.
ain't never come back.
And not even that. She left and was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm
like,
done.
that was the
Like-
finality to it. Like, it was the
Yeah.
finality
And
to
she
that.
was
Like,
somewhat down with the culture,
Yeah.
and like, nah, after you, I'm going straight white.
Yeah. She
Nah,
went.
she still wanted to be
she
Jenny
went to Ben
Renner.
Affleck.
She
She went to
started,
Affleck.
yeah, she started dating Affleck, but she still
Affleck.
she started dating Affleck, but she stayed in the culture because that's when she started staying connected with Ja Rule now. She was
Yeah.
staying in the culture. She just wasn't messing with Diddy.
Yeah, it wasn't hitting the same.
I'm just saying, you crazy. I
It
can't.
ain't the
with you.
same.
It wasn't a victory.
I think honestly, when I looked at the interview and Diddy was sweating for real. He wasn't just. I knew what you was getting. I'm not even gonna hit that.
It's all
He
fucked
was
up
like-
now. What I'm gonna do now? What I'm gonna do
Really?
now? What I'm gonna do now?
Really,
Oh, fuck.
I can't. I can't. But I really think he was on there. Like, to me, I think Diddy, to me, like, I almost feel embarrassed for him and his children. If that was my dad, I'd be like, Daddy, sit your ass down. Like, for real.
I would have told my
Have a
daddy to
seat,
sit the
Dad.
fuck down after Lori Harvey. Like, out there, how you gonna go with
Yeah.
my girlfriend?
And then he did it to Bow Wow because he
Yeah.
had Bow Wow baby mama too now. But Bow Wow baby mama kind of been passed around too because that's
Hey.
Future. You know,
Rotation.
she got the
Rotation.
baby. She in
Rotation.
rotation.
for the
Rotation.
streets.
She is. But Lori creating her own rules out here. So since we on her, let's talk about her and Michael B. Jordan. All of a sudden break up. Like we didn't see that coming.
Yeah, really.
So Rob on his show, you might not like this.
Yeah. He
Brought up the Lori Harvey breakup, him and Tony Shantae.
Tony Shantae, yeah.
And they were chopping it up, and I politely told Rob, we knew this was happening. That was an arranged relationship.
That part. I
Did
was
you
like,
go do your homework?
I didn't. I have to
So-
go. I have to go do my due diligence on that. I won't speak on that arranged part because
Yeah.
I didn't do the research.
I'll speak on it for you in a second.
But just like I said, what can be said about that if she goes back to
Future,
Future
somebody, yeah.
or somebody of that effect?
But he's been spotted with his ex.
which I feel like is like dog,
That's why it was
what the
arranged.
hell?
Rotation.
Time out. It was a business arrangement. Every
that's what
couple
they do.
they do that when they feel like they have they need to come in. Because what was Lori doing? Messing around with Diddy.
Right.
Then she was running. She done been engaged about 3 or 4 times, right?
Right.
Then she started messing around with Diddy. She messed around, went back to Future, like
Yeah.
at Thanksgiving. So they was
Yeah.
like, girl, hold your horses. Then Michael B. Jordan was getting the reputation of he don't date black women. So
Oh.
he
Yeah,
went through a spill of Snow
You're right.
Allegra,
You're
all
right.
these other women,
Snow
and
Alle-
this was,
Snow Allegra, yeah. Well,
but
she
this
fine,
is
though.
stuff
I
that
ain't
was, I'm not knocking it,
Yeah.
but this was stuff that people were talking about them for.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Harvey want to tell us to read his book, but his daughter ain't listening and blah. So
Yeah.
now you on
Okay,
my daddy.
okay.
Now you on my daddy medias. Now I gotta slow my roll. My mama out here talking about don't talk about my baby. Now they getting on her,
Yeah.
acting like she thinks she
Well,
they age too.
We know what she done.
Right. So it was a lot
The
to
apple
go
don't
with
fall
that.
too
So
far from the
people,
tree.
what they do is they sign these contractual agreements for like 2 years. They call it like a 18 to 24 month contract. And when you go through the holidays together and you show these pictures, how many, now on regular stuff, they did a vacation because that's what couples do.
Yeah.
They did the
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
That
You
shit
had
was
the
out of
flowers,
control.
everything. It was in the aquarium, all of,
Yeah.
whatever. You did all of the like certain holidays y'all were together. But when he was out at basketball games, he was sitting next to the homeboy.
Yeah.
And they in LA.
Maybe she ain't like sports.
So man, she do because she was dating a soccer player. She done
Yeah.
dated another football. Like, come
Yeah.
on, she like all the sports, baseball.
I see your
So
point,
wait,
counselor.
wait, wait,
Sustain.
wait.
So this is the stuff that made it look arranged. So as soon as that contract was about to be up and they was about to hit that 2-year mark, what happened?
They break up.
They break up and she out on a date with Jack Harlow. Shut
That's
up.
what I'm talking about.
He going through too.
See, no, but I'm saying he going through. He getting his black.
Get his invitation to wrap him up.
Yeah.
He coming to the barbecue.
He coming to the barbecue now.
Yeah.
He getting BET award
Yeah,
nominations.
yeah.
And stuff.
Wait.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
So the black Hollywood, black culture as a whole, they actually do
It's
that.
a real
So
thing.
The
yes.
rotation,
Right.
When somebody gets a bad vibe like Michael Jordan, he doesn't date white women, then they do that.
They hook him up.
They
with
come up
somebody.
with somebody,
Yeah.
slide him in the, he was spotted out
thing.
with
Yeah.
so and
It's
so.
real.
It ain't
It's
just
real.
black culture. They do it to white people. When Paris Hilton started going through all of that trouble, what they start hanging out with, They're sending her with certain people to be seen. She started hanging around with Disney characters,
Yeah.
like the
Britney
Disney
and
Christina
characters.
Aguilera.
Yeah.
anymore.
She was like Miley Cyrus at first,
Right.
before Miley Cyrus became Miley.
So it happens. It just happened to them because we saw it come out like, yo.
That's how
all of a
Jay-Z and
sudden-
And to
Beyonce.
Beyonce,
Yeah.
that's a business deal.
Yeah, that's a bit.
But
But
that
their
ended
business
up-
arrangement ended up, they actually loved each other and actually continued that whole process. And don't get me wrong, I think that you still have this business arrangement going. Because if she was regular, she would have left that fool and took half
Yeah,
and
she-
walked off
yeah,
when
she
her
would've.
sister was fighting in the elevator.
would've.
But she understands she's thinking bigger. And then she has kids now. Like I know that she absolutely loves him. I'm not saying all of that. But that started off from a business arrangement.
Yeah, it looked good on paper.
You look at Russell Simmons and Kamara. That she was 20. He was low key pedophiling because he was sweating her when
Well,
she
he
was
been-
like
he been
16,
that. He
17.
been that, though.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
these are relationships that are built in these spaces. These girls see an opportunity. Okay, as soon as Kamara had them children, she was like, "Oh, he locked in now. I got
Yep,
him.
I'm out.
Let me
Peace.
go."
I can
She
go.
done had 2-3 more children since then.
with
So-
people who seemingly had money.
Yeah.
So she went with
So-
Dim's move. Whatever
Yeah,
hell it
the
is.
Amistad.
Yeah,
You don't be
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to give me his real name. His name Amistad, according
Give
to
me
the coach.
free.
Give us a
Give us
free.
I'm
Thank-
sorry, yeah.
Then then she goes and get her this white billionaire, whatever,
free.
and all this other stuff. So it happens. I think that's totally
So how long
arranged,
is
and
this
that's what
Rihanna
it
thing gonna
works.
last then?
Rihanna A$AP Rocky, I think
He got a little bit of longevity.
Yeah.
He got longevity.
And I really
he got to
think
see it
she-
in there. So
And I absolutely think that
That's a
I
whole lot.
absolutely
Exactly.
think that they like even if it started off as some type of arrangement, I absolutely think she had to like him because it was she didn't really care about what people thought about her, so she really did. I
she
think
did.
there's more so.
She
legit.
was running through him.
Yeah,
was
because she
running
done had us some baseball players, some other billionaires cross.
She even
seas.
got with Ashton Kutcher for a while, didn't she?
So I don't think
She
hers
didn't
was hers was an image thing. I think she really her and A$AP kind of spoke to her. She was like,
He
oh,
shot that
let
shot.
me go ahead and see what's
Yeah,
up.
he
She
shot up
wasn't
the
scared to
club,
shoot a
too.
shot. Yeah, but she had to let down her guard because
That's
you
what I-
mean to
that's
tell
what I
me
was saying.
everybody else
who been there ain't
wasn't.
shoot the club
I
up.
really liked her
She
and
let
Matt
her
Kemp
guard-
together low key
she
when
let
he
her
was in
guard down
baseball.
for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He touched something that he touched us so.
He touched her like Chris Brown. Shut up. Okay, I'm
Nah, he
going
ain't
on
touch-
to
he
the
ain't touch like
next.
Chris
I'm gonna go to the
So I mean, we
next.
mentioned Jay-Z and Beyonce there. Beyonce had the whole internet going wild.
Yeah, she's coming out with some
Dropping
new
a date with the
music.
new album.
Yeah, it's dropping new
Well,
music.
no,
Is
no.
it Sweetie now?
No, it's gonna be sometime this summer. I thought it was
No,
in
is it
July.
over the
No,
summer?
no. Because
Yeah.
at Lemonade, I'm like,
But-
Sweetie?
But they're like
I got you.
Arnold Palmer.
It's gonna be
she's going
a
pop
twisted
disco.
Armor Palmer because he got a little Roman rummy.
Wait, say that one more time.
The genre of this is basically going to be like a pop disco album. So
Why is everybody
It's called
experimenting all of a
something, too.
sudden?
It's a crazy title.
I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it was said that the genre is basically touching pop disco.
So now we're
Let's go.
exploring a lot more
Let's
in
go.
the music industry.
it's just basically
I mean,
taking
it's
it
just-
back.
Guess
I
what?
mean, what-
Drake, for example. Let's talk about that mess for a second.
We're gonna go on him, but let's stay.
haven't heard
can we
anything off of it yet,
Yeah,
so-
no, I can show you the visual art, but we'll talk about it in just a second.
Uh-huh.
But speaking of Jay-Z and Beyonce, and you saw Jay-Z had a dad moment this week
Yeah, he
at
did.
at the game, and that baby said, "Dad, my hair."
Yeah.
She's 10.
Yeah.
Yo, like she is 10 and she looked like she about 13, 14,
yeah.
but that's how these kids are, developing. I was looking at her foot next to his. I was like, gosh, do they wear the same size shoe?
Yeah.
Little Blue just grew up on us.
Yeah, she
and
did.
I thought it was
Real
so
fast.
but I thought it was so cool though, because I think he's been wanting those moments to be able to be like, I got my girl at the game with me. It's my baby.
She started to look more like B now.
Yeah. She always looked like them to me.
No,
she
she-
used to look like
she did
Solange.
like
I
him.
promise
No, she looked
if
a lot
you-
like him.
if
She
you
looked
look
a
at
whole
her,
lot like him when
no,
she first
if you,
came out.
she used to look like Solange to me. I always said she looked
You
like
think
Solange.
so?
If you look at her younger pictures and put Solange and all, like when they had their pictures up, there, I was like, God, this baby look like her sister. Like that's how much they looked alike. But
Maybe
so-
that's why Solange was so mad.
whatever, we not doing. That's not what.
Wait a minute.
Rotation.
Wait a minute.
Rotation.
That ain't what we doing in here. We are not slandering black women up in here, honey. Okay, we will not be
Rotation.
slandering
We know
those black women.
Hey, you don't know what the Illuminati is capable
Whatever.
of.
That
you.
was that wasn't. Nah, she felt like her
Illuminati.
sister was taking it easy, and she put them paws on her hand. My baby sister would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
Don't
did
play.
karate
Nah,
kick,
it's
yeah.
called whoopinati.
We
Whoop
do-
that ass.
we
Like we ain't
whooping
finna
naughty.
play. Whooping naughty. Because you is whooping a naughty. You was naughty, we finna whoop it. But no, I think that
Jay was
for
in there.
like,
I know that's
and she was like this. Go ahead, sis. Have at him. Get him, sis. And then if he would have act like he would have hit back, she would have tore that elevator
Yeah.
up with him by hitting her sister. So I think it.
He
You
was-
know.
I didn't even need to hear what was going on in there. I know what was going on. You raggedy mother.
Yeah. And she was sitting there like, "Yup, sis, and what?"
I wish you
you know.
would hit her. Yeah, get your sister, man.
It's one of those things, man. But nah, just watching the whole playoffs play out and seeing Jay-Z, like it was dope to see. Like you see him at games and stuff like that, but you'll never see him with the
Not her.
baby.
Yeah, not her.
And for them to let Blue be out, I think they're opening up a little more now
Yeah.
as they've gotten older, because they used to be super private, and you look at their kids and you're like, oh, okay, well, when we gonna see the church? Now they show you little family photos. Like they're sharing, giving you bits and pieces, and I can respect that because you don't want everybody to be in your business. So let's go on over here while y'all was talking about the whole Drake.
Hold on, before we go on
Go
that,
ahead.
since we're talking about, the kids growing up before our eyes, the video that you and I talked about, Steph Curry's son, Cannon.
Man, this baby he's a little person, like a real little person. Because for 3 years old, I kept looking.
So
I
they
was
show us
like,
Steph, his pregame ritual, dribbling the basketballs, what have you. Cannon is imitating that at home, dribbling two balls at the same time
Oh,
at 3
man.
years
and
old.
he looked like he's
But he
still
looked like
hype.
about 6, 7 years old at 3.
Here we
I had to
go.
go look him up and
I gotta
say
check
Solomon.
this
I
out.
said Solomon Cannon is younger than Royal. Like I know for a fact because I kind of remember and look around. So I look at the fact that Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids are 5. They turn 5 in like
Remy
August.
and Sir.
Yep, Remy and Sir. And so Royal turns 5 in October. So I can remember these people being pregnant at the same time I was. So that's how I kind of look at the people's kids and kind of get remember their ages. So when me and Solomon saw Kenan, I said, Kenan is 3. Solomon's he about 5 or 6. I said, no, his sister got to be 6. Like Ryan is 6 or whatever. But even looking at Riley, how she's looking like a big teenager, and you remember her standing up there
Yeah,
on the team,
tiny.
like you
Taking
couldn't
the
get
mic.
enough of her taking the mic. Like, Dad, this is boring, and he's still trying to be professional. So I enjoy especially seeing dads with their little girls, but to see Cannon as big as he is and the things that he's doing is awesome. I love that Jason Tatum even shares his baby Deuce with everybody. Like, Solomon, don't do that because you was in the house cheering for Jason, but we'll talk about that in the third segment. But anywho,
Yeah, they let you down.
I love to see these men with their dads. So shout out, fathers and Father's Day. Like these are real dads that are out here being involved,
Sometimes
and
kids
I
do
kind of
so much
enjoy
to
that.
make you wanna- reach over there and just grab them.
Yeah, I seen your snippet, your reel about the children, how they be talking.
You see this can? Yeah. And then just give them a little bit of air.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't be like that with that grandbaby.
No.
Oh, see, look at his face lit up when you talk about the pop-up. But that's how it is.
When Uno show up, my guard goes down.
And Uno can say whatever. He
Yeah.
be like, Dad, he say, Poppy, we gonna fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Look, see,
Yeah.
that's how the
He
children,
do a
because they
little
can do
cussing.
that. They can do that.
Yeah.
We couldn't. Our parents would slap our face off.
Yeah. He got roped
This is
up
a
today,
different
though. He
love,
got
though.
roped up. I had to do the Papa, the deep Papa did it pop on him.
Oh.
Hey, sit your little ass down.
Oh.
And then he go to crying because he heard that.
And then he hurt your feelings because you made him sad. See, so it is what it is. Shout out to the daddies. One thing I was gonna touch bases on too is the Drake. Like I was saying about the whole Drake. Drake has that song called "Falling Back," and like y'all said, artists out here doing stuff, trying to see. I don't who did they do a sound like a how they do the surveys and they come and do music surveys. They couldn't have surveyed this one.
Nope.
Cause there's no way
Absolutely
you're
not.
gonna make me feel like I'm gonna be out here doing a something slide. You know how he had that song and everybody's like, "This sounds so bubblegum,"
Yeah.
and it took off and it went viral. Y'all better not try and make this mess go viral.
What happened with that was somebody made a viral video and made that dance.
Yeah.
1, 2, and
Yeah.
then that's what really shot that song down.
But this video, he has a visual art to it, and guess who his leading man is? Tristan Thompson.
Word.
Really?
And he had this wedding. Looked like the Kardashians was all at the wedding. And Tristan
so he
was
just being
his
fun.
wingman. I hate the visual. I hate
Then
the
he got
song.
braids.
I just, Drake.
Everybody said,
I
"What the
need
hell
Drake
is
to
this shit?"
stop.
Is
I
it a
need him
whole
to
record
stop.
or just the?
That was just. I know he got new music coming out, but that was part of
EP
that was an
record.
EP.
What was it?
I don't know.
I didn't know anything
Well,
about
you know
It
what
was-
I think. What I think the problem
Just a
is,
drop.
Super experimental.
he's no longer under the Cash Money moniker, so he can do what he want to do now.
Okay,
Yeah,
so he's
but,
just
I mean-
expanding a little
No,
bit.
what he's doing is he's like, I want my name in this record book, in this record book, in this record. Because how many millions of followers he got? So if Drake comes out with a country album, you know how many people going to just listen to it just because it's
I'm
Drake?
not gonna
Yeah, he gonna grade.
First off, you already got me
People
because you
gonna
got
listen
my
to it.
view. You done got my views off of because I
Yeah.
didn't even try and go find it. I saw it on the Shade Room and I was like, let me.
Yeah.
That ain't even worth me even trying to go see the video. Like I'm not running. To
But
see
there's
that
going to be
mess.
people that listen, and he's got enough people that'll listen off of curiosity that'll put him number one.
Gotcha. Yeah, he'll get the views. He
So
will.
he's like I told people, he's probably going to do a country. Drop a
Think
country,
so.
5-track country album. You're going to have the number one country album.
But to
In
be
the,
honest with you, the country music I've been hearing lately, I always like country music anyway.
But see, country music has like a.
It's turning into.
It's turning back to the blues.
It got a little bit of
It's
twang
like the
to
blues.
it
Yeah.
now, a little bit of trap.
yeah, but the thing about it,
Oh,
you
so
won't
so
get on them. You know
feeling
what you're
that
gonna
Lil
be.
Nas X, huh?
But time out. You're gonna stay on a rap
Yeah.
chart. They're not gonna let
I
y'all.
like
Lil Nas
that
X
song.
creep
Yeah, they won't.
in on that country stuff. Country music is almost like the good old boys club, like kind of like golf.
Yeah.
Where you don't see a lot of us, and the ones that get in is because we let you
We
in.
let you.
I only want to be with you.
That's exactly it. And that's exactly it. He's
Hootie.
one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Look,
Hootie in the Blowfish.
but Hootie took
Speaking
a
of
different
golf,
route
Wait a minute,
getting
but
in
my
there.
thing is,
Hootie
who
didn't start
thought-
out in there.
Who would have thought Hootie was black till you seen the video?
Man,
Yeah, for
I
real.
had to, and I kept saying, who is Hootie in the Blowfish?
Hootie,
Well, I
who?
see the
Hootie.
Blowfishes.
Which one is Hootie?
Right. So but you see, that,
And
but
then you see the video,
again,
you like, I don't believe this shit.
but again, they let him in,
Yeah.
and he was in a cast of how many? He was the
He was
only
the
brown
only
man
one.
in the
He was
in the
the only
group.
one in the group.
That's exactly it. I think that although music is moving into a country area, country is not gonna let y'all just hit on their charts and think y'all finna just come on in here and slide in
That's what
and
they
slide
thought.
out,
But
because
they-
that's not what they're gonna
Hey,
do.
That's what
They
they
getting-
thought about Lil Nas
getting that
X.
bread
They let-
over there,
but you
though.
know how pissed they were at that
Yeah.
whole little.
But they still had to do it.
They had to do it because it was media pressure.
Damn it,
The
exact-
media is not going to
exact-
pressure
They did not
everybody,
wanna let
every
him
song
in.
to
They
slide
will
through.
for Drake.
They ain't going to slide through. They definitely.
Drake gonna come out with some Wranglers on
You
and a
think they'll
cowboy
let
hat.
Drake in?
I doubt it.
Yeah,
Yup.
yeah, they have to.
He'll be hanging out with old boy over at Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Jerry
Yeah,
Jones.
if he comes out with a 5-piece band, all country instruments, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Wearing Wrangler
good luck
boots
with
and
that.
Yeah, they don't got a choice.
flannel shirts.
But see,
And they're not going to turn away that kind of viewership.
The thing is, though, with Lil Nas X, his song was so big before we even knew what it was all about,
Yeah.
and before we knew what he was all about. That song took off before anything, and it's like now we ain't got no choice but to let you in.
Gotcha.
And then
and
Noah
that's what I'm
Drake-
saying. It was pressure.
Noah
and
Drake,
you,
right?
but you had the actual backing of Miley Cyrus's daddy.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the
And
that was
that's
the
what
step.
sold it, because if he wouldn't have had him on there, he would have just been singing it like it originally came out. It wasn't going to hit country charts. Country didn't care. The minute
Yeah,
you
no,
put,
they shut it down.
The minute you
Ray
put
Cyrus.
Billy Ray on there, he was the one who was like, "Oh, so country, this is what we doing? Oh, y'all want this?"
Bet.
Now
I'm on it.
he applied pressure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was the only reason why it was always a country song.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was.
it just had a hip hop beat to it, and that's what they did not like.
Yeah.
They didn't want all
Listen,
Because they don't
knowing
like the
Drake-
digital aspect.
Knowing
Yeah.
Drake the way I know Drake, if he decided to do something like that, he'll have a hot single
I guarantee
with
it.
4 other songs, and when that single drops, he gonna have like a line dance already made for
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna hit all the clubs. Everybody gonna be line dancing.
Shiggy
Gonna go
say-
down to the Dallas Bull.
Shiggy said
Yep.
he ain't
They
doing
said
no more
Dallas Bull.
dances for him.
Dallas Bull.
I used to talk about why y'all left. I used to go to Dallas Bull on
I used to
Thursday
go,
night
yeah.
and learn the line dances,
Oh, no,
so
I used
that I
to be
could come on
upstairs.
Friday and do the dances with them. Friday and Saturday I could do them dances.
Yeah, we was up there Thursday
you know,
night.
You know,
In Ohio,
you know
we
that
had
ain't
something
nothing
like
but
that.
the electric slide.
Yeah, it is.
And
And the
Shaka.
wobble.
Yeah,
And the wobble.
Wobble.
Then-
But speaking of climbing up the charts and talking about charts, period, Rolling Stone with their
Oh, God.
top
two-
300
Oh God, albums.
rap
of
albums of
best-
all time.
Yes, I don't
Albums
like
or
they
songs?
albums.
How's
Okay,
this
who's on there?
You
I want to know.
Who
No,
the top
no,
five?
no.
So-
Give me the top
The
10.
top
The
10.
top 10.
Starting number 10, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
That okay? I mean, I
We
can,
can
I can, we
agree.
can agree. I can,
with
yeah.
that.
It's top 10.
That's a
yeah.
classic. It's a
Number
classic.
9, I'm going to be on this one, The Low End Theory, Tribe Called Quest.
So of course, Solomon is gonna cheer that one on because he is
Yeah.
such a Tribe Called
I
Quest.
like
He a
that. I like
groupie.
that. But Tribe should
His
move
name
down
should have
to
been
10.
Bonita.
Should move down to 10.
Solomon should have
Number
been
8.
Bonita.
Into the 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang.
Ooh.
Wu-Tang.
That need to be up.
That
higher.
needs to be up higher.
Number 7, So Addictive, Missy Elliott.
Ah,
No.
Dropper.
No.
that should have been back.
That
like
shouldn't.
in the,
No.
that should. I,
Super
be the
Duper
negative.
Fly should have been on there. Not so addictive.
but
So they
you
fucked
could.
up
I
on
think
that.
some of them
Remember,
are on
these
there more than
all time.
All time.
all time.
All time.
Are they going
yeah.
by sales?
No, I don't
No,
know what they're
no.
going by.
Okay.
These
No.
I
Number
think they
six.
factor in the sales.
Yeah.
Number 6, once again, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Kanye.
No.
Yes.
Go
No.
ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't
man.
have chose
Out
that.
of all though, out of
I-
all the
I would
Kanye
have chose that
albums.
one. I would have chose Graduation.
Yeah.
Those were hyped because of what he did media wise.
No,
production wise
but-
and song for song. If you
I
listen,
can listen
told
to
you,
Graduation.
we
but
can-
go ahead.
We gonna have a
There needs to be
listening
debate
session
on
at
that.
that.
Yeah,
we gotta have a listening
we
session.
gotta- we have to
Number
do
5,
that.
The Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick.
Oh man, I
It needs
still
to be
don't.
on there.
But I don't think it's in
But
the
it's
top.
not in the top
I don't
10.
think it's a top 10.
It's not in
Number
the top
4,
10.
It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, Public Enemy.
It should be on there, but it ain't. It shouldn't be up that high.
Not at 4.
Number 3, The Blueprint, Jay-Z.
Too high.
Hmm?
Too
That's
high.
not his best album.
That ain't.
That's not his best. Black Album to me is his best album.
I like Black Album too.
Number 2, Stankonia, Outkast.
I think so. So for me,
I would add-
I think I like Outkast. They should have in that. I think ATL should have been in there instead of that
Yeah,
one.
ATL.
Or
is-
no,
Southern
because
Pla-
love below,
Southern
love below.
Playalistic,
what-
Southern
yeah.
Playalistic to me,
Yeah,
I honestly
ATL.
between
One of the
one of the
greatest
two.
songs that even
AT
remain.
Aliens. AT Aliens should have been.
And the number 1 album of all time in hip hop, Ready to Die, Biggie.
Nah.
No,
Life After Death was better.
I just
Ready
yeah.
to die.
But I just don't think
Hold on,
that.
hold on.
I don't think that album should have been.
That
number
should have been the one.
Ready-
Yeah,
ready-
but
That
tell,
was one of them albums that I like.
tell him where Tupac. Tell him where All Eyes on Me is.
Hold on one second.
I think it's
It's
like
in the 20s.
No, I got it.
It's
I got the whole
20-something.
list. I got the top
All
30
Eyes
here.
on Me should have been
All Eyes
way
on
up
Me
there.
is 29.
And I think
29.
that should have been in the top 10.
That
But
should
just
have been in
because
the
of
top
the
10.
just because of the play and the songs that was like that to me
That's
Yeah.
the best rap
was
album.
his best work period to me.
All
Now he
Eyes-
did
You know
come
why I
out with
threw the
some other
list out?
stuff.
You know why I threw the list out? When I saw the top 30.
Yeah, and
And-
saw who was ahead of Tupac.
Not
Crazy.
no. When I saw the top 30 of top hip hop albums of all time,
Yeah.
What you
and
gonna
Doggy
say?
Style wasn't there.
Oh,
Yeah, we got a
I
problem.
agree. I
Yeah,
agree
we
with
do have
that
a
one.
problem.
I do. Even
We
even
don't-
with
we don't-
Dr.
if
with
you
Drake.
don't got
Even
Dre on there,
with
Dr.
Chronic
Dre's
should
on
have
there.
been on
Wait,
there.
what? Why isn't Chronic?
Yeah.
The 2001 on there.
2001
Yeah.
is on here.
Where?
Where?
is number 13.
Ooh. I don't know, man.
I still just think that whole to
Yeah.
me was like you put a bunch
It's a
of.
couple
And
people
I'm not
shouldn't
even trying to be
even be
funny.
up
You
that
put
high.
a bunch of.
You don't have Doggy Style.
Doggy Style
but you
should be
have
on there.
Invasion of Privacy.
What?
What?
I don't even like Invasion of Privacy
Invasion
like
of
that.
Privacy?
That
What
didn't
song
even
was on
touch.
that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It seemed like they just grabbed, okay, this album.
No, but they even have some like the freshman people who are being out there right now on that 300 list. You have like a girl out of Tampa. What's her name?
Doechii.
Doechii.
Yeah, I think
But-
it's Doechii.
But my thing is, you're still in the top 300, and we ain't even heard no
I ain't heard
real,
nothing from
true
you.
commercial music from you.
I'm
Period.
still blown that they put Cardi B above All Eyes on Me.
Man, I'm done.
That's
Yeah.
some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'ma just
I
say
don't
that.
like the album. I don't
That's
like
some
this
bull.
album, but Cardi B is above Illmatic.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Is Marathon
Oh
on there?
man, wait, whoa, no.
It ain't,
Marathon
I don't think
on
it's in the
there?
top 20.
People think Illmatic was the
No.
greatest album.
No,
he
no,
ever made, but it
I
wasn't.
Am was better than
I Am
that.
was better than
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Illmatic. To be honest with you,
It was written.
it was written.
Thank
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
There
It
you
was
go.
Yeah,
written.
But they
It's-
still the way they
Swap
did
that
this to me. I
But
don't know who they
I
were
think
talking
I
to,
think they
but
should
who
have
they
grabbed
put in
like
consensus.
Biggie could.
I
be
still don't
number
think
one.
Ready to Die should have been number one. I really don't. You can't convince me.
Ready to Die had
You
a lot of
cannot
hits, but it
convince
didn't have
me.
as
Life
many
After
hits
Death.
as Life After Death.
So y'all was sitting here
And
debating.
Tupac should be number
y'all
two.
was sitting here debating Stankonia, ATLians, and what have you. Before ATLians or the Southern Playalistic, they have Aquemini at 27.
I like that. Now I did
Yeah,
like
that one was a good
Aquemini.
one, too.
I
Aquemini
did
was
like
good.
Aquemini.
Aquemini was
I
good.
did, and I could
That
do
one
that.
should be that low.
Where's Eminem at?
Marshall Mathers is at 25.
For which one?
The Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I can see that.
Slim,
He need to be absolutely.
that
top
one was a
20
real
though.
good one. Slim Shady was
I
real
just
good.
think
The
that they
highest
missed
ranked
a lot.
DMX album, 22. It's
Dark
Dark,
and
and
Dark
Hell.
and Hell. Yep.
Yeah,
That was that was
Yeah, that's-
dope.
that's right where
was
that should
classic.
be.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
I just-
17, Yeezus.
What?
Really?
Stop
No.
it. I'm done. I
Stop
am
it.
done. I am done.
Hey,
Like,
stop,
don't even
stop.
get me
Where's
no
where's
more.
where's late registration?
I know. It's
Not
that's
in
what
the
I'm
top
saying.
30.
How do that get past late registration? How that get past dropout? How does those albums get past
Maybe
those?
it's
Listen,
who's
who's
doing
some
the
white
voting?
executives.
Exactly. Who's doing the voting?
It's some white executives.
There's only
like-
one melanated
It's
person on
Rolling
the whole
Stone.
panel.
Exactly.
It had to only be one.
That mean
They
there
have
ain't
one
no
talking
black
person.
people in there talking about this. Ain't nobody.
There
having
was
a
one, and
debate
he
like
was
this.
probably like 25 or something.
and never heard nothing from those guys.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. we
UGK
can-
made the list, Riding Dirty.
Yeah, I can see that.
The Drought 3.
Ice Cube, is he on there
The
somewhere?
Drought.
The Drought 3.
Is that a fucking album? That's a mixtape.
Where is any Lil Wayne?
I was gonna say
That's
that.
what
Where's
I
Lil
need.
Wayne?
I
That's
need
what I
a
just
job.
said, The Drought 3.
The Drought. It's a
No,
mixtape.
that ain't.
It's a
That
mixtape.
absolutely is
See?
horrible. I'm
It's
done.
not an
Oh my
album.
god.
It's a mixtape.
It's like watching Family Feud and they ask a question and you have all these answers. You're like,
You got to think right.
no,
Right.
not only
And
gotta
then be
think
like,
right. Yeah.
still keep
no,
a
not only
smile.
that, but then when you like you see the answers, like who the hell did they survey?
Yeah,
Seriously,
they was
My
in the
mama told me
suburban
that.
mall.
My mama said
So
that.
we tried
Think
out
right.
for Family Feud one
Y'all
time
did?
with my mom's family. They wanted me to try it with them, and I'm
Oh
like,
man, that would have been great.
yo, they were like, I promise. No, let me tell you why I'm not good at that. Because the minute you say a stupid answer, I don't know how to keep clapping.
you gotta- you gotta
Stuff.
keep
Like, I was
clapping.
like,
and
yo,
lately he's been like, you know, you guys are a
right,
beautiful family.
good answer. I can't even do it.
But I think
anyways.
out of this list, though, the biggest thing that I saw, the biggest thing that I saw is that being that it was Rolling Stone, and they always trying to stay with the popular people and what have you,
Right.
that Drake wasn't in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did
that's.
Where's the first Drake album at?
20 something.
No, it's actually Take Care is at 11.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Take Care is at 11.
Take Care
Above
is at 11.
All Eyes on Me.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's above all.
Everything. Yeah.
All Eyes on Me should have been in the top 5.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
Where's Ice Cube at in this list?
Ice Cube is not in the top 30.
No, well, okay.
I think that list to me is so skewed. Like there's so many.
Cube
so much
deserved to
you
be
gotta
in the top
explain to
30.
me.
Ain't got no Bone Thugs and Harmony in there.
Nope. Future made top 20.
Future.
What?
Wait, what the hell? Who's
DS2.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Shit.
Yeah, no. This
Say it
is
again.
not-
Bull shit.
for real?
That should be a sound bite from here on out. Like I'm calling.
No, you
it.
know what? Because I'm thinking like back when me and Serge and Gino went to
Yo, you need to make
our
that a
first
sound
time out
bite.
music festival, and it was all the the Marleys performing. It was great, and then like the final artist was Future. Everybody literally got up and walked out.
Because
you can't come behind that.
But it's like 2012, 2013.
It's no,
I don't care.
Bro, it makes no sense.
It could have been 20.
I wouldn't have let nobody
you still don't
me
do
like
that.
that. I wouldn't.
No, I'm just like it just
Don't
blew
put
my
me-
mind that happened literally in front of us.
Don't
Like,
put
we're
me after the
out in
Marleys.
the field. All these people, 11 Marleys, is
People
just
left.
smelling,
Don't put
smelling
me-
very nice. And then it's like next the final artist, Future. Literally everybody got up and left.
You know the thing is that he should have did a better vetting and been like, look, I'm not going after them, so let me go first.
Yeah.
Because I know what's going to happen when they get
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But you know, sometimes an artist might not have as big a name
But
at
then-
that point in time.
But
as
you ain't
as the
trying to
people-
get no views.
Like my thing was,
yeah, but this is a
Bro.
reggae show.
but I went to
It's a reggae show.
down
Read the room.
in 2008. I went
Read
to
the room.
No, in 2008, I went down to a concert in Miami with
Jazz in the
Jay-Z.
Garden.
No, that wasn't Jazz in the Garden.
Oh.
This was Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige together.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Heart of the City tour.
Matter of fact, was it Heart of the City, or is it the one where him and R. Kelly had the?
No.
Okay.
No, this was
that's the one I went. To.
There were only two
Jay-Z
people,
and
Jay-Z
Friends.
and Mary J.
Okay,
Blige. That
all
was
right.
it. It was the Heart of the City tour, and in the middle of Jay Z's set, Kanye had just dropped Graduation, and so he comes out and performs Good Life,
Okay.
and he got more of a pop than Jay Z or Mary J. At that point in time, because Kanye was always in Miami at that
I
point in
wouldn't
time.
have done it.
Yeah,
I
but
remember
he
the year
didn't.
after
He
that.
sang
Done
The
it.
Good Life. That was it. He came out there for one song.
One song, that was it.
Okay, but he's
That's
talking
okay.
about this man came out for a full set following the Marleys. That makes no sense
I
at a
wouldn't- I
reggae
wouldn't-
festival.
I wondered who
I
put
wouldn't
that.
He
have
might
done
as
it.
well should have been first.
I wouldn't have done that.
When they're opening up.
Cause
Now,
I
a year,
rem-
a year
Go ahead.
later, Sir, did you go in 2013 or 14?
I don't know.
Well, because then the next year they moved.
Cersei
it to-
smoked too much weed.
Well, no, I'm saying
Yeah.
they moved it from where it was to like the fairgrounds, and they had Nas, and they had him like kind of like in the middle, kind of almost late middle of the set, and it was fine. No one walked out. Everybody was
Because it was who you wanted to see. Like,
Yeah.
if you, but you got to kind of look at. Like I said, read the room.
Yeah.
Because you got to look at the lineup. It was kind of like I was watching this thing on. I watch on YouTube this thing called Living in the 90s or whatever, and they had an artist on there who used to sound like Babyface, sound just like him. I can't think of his name right now.
Is
but
it John B?
No, because people used
John
to
B.
think when the
does it.
man came out with his album that it was actually was Babyface, but it
Babyface,
wasn't. But anyways, he was saying how he was on this tour and they was like doing his 90s tour, but it was an all hip hop lineup. And the man said, I had to pull out of that because that's not my crowd.
No.
I know my space. I looked at another interview this week that they had with Academic was doing with with Lil Yachty or whatever, and he was like, "There's no reason for me to be on a stage like in a lineup that consists of." Like Future and all these different people. Our music is different. The
Right.
crowd that's coming to see me is not the same. So it goes to reading the room. There's no way, like he's saying, at a reggae concert, I'm expecting to see Future. Like, yo.
And
You
you
did a Will Smith out there and slap somebody.
No, I wouldn't slap nobody. I was just look the way I'm learning how you deal with people is you don't put your money out there. I learned to educate you with my wallet. If I ain't with you and I ain't supporting you, I ain't got to buy it. It is what it is, and everybody that's just one little less $50 you got or $100 whatever. That's just one person. But just think about it, if everybody else take that same power and understand the power of their money.
But see, money and Will Smith, I was trying to make a transition
I
there.
don't
Did you
wanna
see?
talk to him.
No, did you see the interview with his mom?
That was was it with the TV station when she said that that was not like her son?
Well,
That's not-
now what she was talking about, she doesn't like the fact that he's going to go through cancel culture and the amount of money that
It
that
cost
one
him,
moment
yeah.
cost him, and what his contribution to what he's done as a whole, acting, television wise, music
Do
wise.
y'all really believe in cancel culture though, like that? I think that
Hey,
cancel
but
culture.
I got to
only-
tell you, I had a moment in my head where I would just start laughing because me being geeky, I was like, he got in one little fight and his mom got scared.
Yeah,
and you taking your ass to
I was, but I was
Goodbye.
pissed off at his wife. Like, you want to have them come sit down at the table, but it was
How
all
come they haven't
'cause
been
of-
divorced yet?
That's the boost her ratings for that show.
You know,
wouldn't
you
even
know,
admit
you know,
to
you
me.
know what? That comment that she made, and about Oscar night.
Yeah,
Lord, I ain't posing. The old lady say, I'm not gonna do that. Because you're my grandbaby and I love you.
Yeah.
But you about to get.
Yeah, she convinced me with that one.
She-
Red table,
she-
her and the red table.
Yeah, her and the red.
They
If
can
I was
have
with her,
all
I'm like,
of
you
that.
in this red table.
But for
go
her
ahead.
to extend the invitation for it to happen on the red table,
I want Chris to say something
he's being a big
about
man.
that goddamn red table. You know what you can do?
It's
red
gonna be in
table
the-
is
I
what
think it's
got
gonna
me
be in the
here.
show.
Jada, you know what I say about this red table? I
Yeah.
was.
I'll bring some
mixed-
bleach to that red table and give it
Yeah.
alopecia.
Yeah, this is not. We're gonna go on and take a break so we can get into our sports section. Me and you, sir.
Your
Yeah,
mom and your cousin too.
I guess. And that wasn't in the top 20. That wasn't.
can't
even-
believe
it,
that.
It didn't crack the top 15.
And
How
my
dare
question
they.
again is, who the fuck is in this room?
Clearly, nobody, none of us.
98%.
Straight out of Compton.
Did it make it?
Not in the top 30.
Not in top 30.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's a
No NWA, huh?
Well,
pivotal album, man.
Do you think so? I mean,
Straight
it
Outta
is.
Compton, yeah, it-
but for
it
them
changed-
to put
it
for them to
changed-
put
it
Public
changed
Enemy
culture.
at for them to put Public Enemy at 4,
They shouldn't have never been
that,
up there.
I could see you putting Straight Outta
Straight
Compton
Outta
at
Compton
4.
should have been
I
4.
could I
Yeah.
could respect that. That would have been
Yeah.
a nice flip. But
Yeah.
anywho,
It take a nation of millions made for.
Solomon don't even
I'm
know.
shaking my head.
I mean, I literally just pulled up the entire list.
I don't
right
even want to
now.
pull up the list.
I'm
I
going.
don't want
I'm
to see
going.
none
I'm going
of
to
that.
Rolling Stone. Y'all done lost y'all goddamn mind.
They've been stoning.
Yeah, they've been.
Because
they-
that's what they've been
they've been
doing.
Rolling
with
Stone.
that
I
one.
mean, who is Drakeo the ruler?
What?
Who?
What number is
He's at
that?
190.
Is Rick the ruler on there?
I mean,
Slick Rick?
scroll-
Is LL Cool
I mean,
J anywhere in that thing?
Nipsey's Crenshaw is at
Yeah,
189.
that's another one. LL Cool J.
I think the to be honest, Nipsey's best album. I think he was
Yeah,
just
we
getting ready to
agree.
hit
We
his
agree.
stride.
Yeah.
Was the Marathon? Marathon to me was just about him hitting his stride. Like you are really.
You think
finna get this-
Marathon was better than Victory Lap?
Man, yes.
I ain't heard Marathon.
The Marathon,
yet.
man.
Gotta listen to Marathon.
I think he was hitting his stride.
Goody Mob, Soul Food
Victory
at
Lap.
169.
Jesus Christ. It's a bunch of old white dudes named
Yep.
Mortimer
And the one token.
Mortimer.
and one brother.
One token.
Yeah, saying the token penny, one penny.
Guy from the guy from sales. Hey, we need you to come
You ready
here.
to go to this break, sir?
We're
It
gonna
was
do this
written at 140. I mean, I'm just gonna. I mean, really, Doja Cat is already on here.
What?
What the hell did
Where?
she do?
136, Planet Her.
136. She got. Oh, come on.
She is
Solomon,
one. She
you
is
like
one.
Doja Cat. Stop doing
I like
that.
Doja Cat. Don't
I
get
do
me
too.
wrong, but at
I do too.
136, I mean, she is. Doja Cat was ranked above Me Against the World.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
On that note, we need to go ahead and go into
Please.
the second break.
That's
Let's go to this
terrible.
break.
I'm with his. This is Shannon Royal Davis, half of his, hers, and ours. We're going to go ahead and take this to the break.
We love y'all.
We'll be back with sports.
I can't even gather myself the fact that he said that. I was trying to.
Tell me what route you wanna go. Do you wanna stay in this place or move on? Go. 'Cause I'm ready when you are for sure. I won't stop your pace and tempo, just let me know. Your signal when to go. Green light flashing in my mind when you say yes. So waiting for this day to come, and it's here right in my face. So tell me when. I'll fly. I will take flight into the sky. I'll be your passenger. Enjoy the ride into the night. Whatever it may take, I'm willing to make every move and step with you. I am right here, ready, so let's go. Take me there. I'll follow wherever you go. Follow, I'll follow where you take me there. I'll follow wherever you go. Follow, I'll follow where you go. You're on a mission, I'm on a mission. We're on a mission, let's go. You're on a mission, I'm on a mission. We're on a mission, I'll follow. I'll follow, I'll follow, yeah. I'll follow you, let's go. I'll follow you. Go follow, I'll follow. Me there, I'll follow wherever you go. Follow, I'll follow where you take me there. I'll follow wherever you go. Follow, I'll follow where you go.
We are back for this week's final segment of His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple holding real-life conversation with real-life friends. I'm your co-host, Solomon Davis.
With Shannon Royal Davis.
Still trying to recover from this list of albums we've been going through, but we're gonna move on and get into the sports for our final segment. Our
Absolutely.
two guests, Janelle and Rob, had previous engagements they had to get
And
to.
we appreciate them.
Always, open door policy. So me and the missus will go back and forth along with Alfie and Serge with the sports segment.
Well, before we get into all the debates, can you believe this? That I was looking at this stat here. Draymond Green is only almost $6,000 away from $1 million in total fines, like for his career fines. His response was, "Dang, I thought I was already there. Who is volunteering $1 million
I thought I would
in
have been paid
fines?"
$1 million.
No, what did they do?
No, because remember the press conference at the end of the regular season, I think they were in Portland or somewhere, and something happened. Or whenever he flicked off the fans, and he's like, they're like, "Did you know that you were gonna get fined?" No, they were in, no, I wasn't in Minnesota, somewhere like that. But anyway, he's like, "Did you know you were gonna get fined?" He's like, "I didn't do it thinking I was gonna get fined. I mean, but what does it matter? I'm a millionaire anyway. So I mean, what's $30,000?"
But you're at $5,876 to be exact, away from $1 million just in total career fines. People make it through their whole career keeping it under 6 digits, under 6 figures.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like, come on.
when you're making that much money, does it really? Is that really
And
hurting him?
where's the $1 million going to?
Exactly.
It does. It adds up. He could have been. That can. You know how charities say what $1 million would do for them
This
as a
ain't me.
charity.
This ain't me finding you $1 million.
I'm just saying.
This the league finding
That's
him $1
still
million.
$1 million out there that it could have been going to something else.
And
other
what does
than
he
to
spend
the
$1 million
league.
on?
A car.
He probably spent $1 million Thursday night.
Maybe I'm
At
not
the
mad
strip
at
club.
him.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at him.
All right.
Speaking of, congratulations to the 2022 NBA
Dub
champions,
City.
Golden State Warriors.
Y'all, there's some haters in here. Oh my gosh, including Solomon. I'm gonna add him to that list because
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was rooting for Boston because I'm a Jason Tatum fan because
I like
he
Jason
attended
Tatum,
Duke.
too.
I'm a Duke fan, and I just want to see a new trend in the NBA. But you know, I told Shannon this, Serge, on Thursday when we were watching this, and I told another dude this, and they get the reality of it. The Boston Celtics played like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Jameis Winston. They
you're
were a good
always in the
team,
game.
just turning
You're
the ball
always in
over.
the game. Always in the game. But
Sergio was making a few points on Facebook about that too.
They
during
were
that time.
always turning the ball over, and it was like the moment got too big for them.
No, but this is the thing. You act like they just started they did that in the finals. They were doing it the whole playoffs. The same team you saw in the finals was doing the same thing all the way through the playoffs. They played their best series against the Nets.
What I'm saying is the fact that this whole postseason seems to have been about legacies. What would a Finals MVP do for Steph Curry? If Jimmy Butler would have gotten Miami there, has Jimmy Butler arrived as a top 10 player in the NBA? Everything was about legacy. When Boston beat Miami, it was, is Jason Tatum the next one?
To be honest
in that
with
next
you,
group?
when we watched the Boston and the Boston and Miami series, I only wanted Boston to win because I felt like it would be a better series. I felt like that Miami wouldn't have put up as big of a fight. The games wouldn't have been as close. Like you said, Jimmy Butler would have found a way to win one, but it would have only went 5 games to me, honestly.
I think Miami would have been a lot more physical with them. Somebody like a Bam
They weren't
Adebayo.
even healthy. You went into that last one with PJ. He had a severely sprained ankle. You had Tyler Hero, who I don't even know what happened to him. That he was out. They just had too many. Who was it? Duncan Robinson. Who was on there? Who else was on their team? They was filling in for him. They just
Lowry.
had Kyle Lowry looked like my dad out there, and God rest his soul. My dad dead.
Mr. Willie can
But
shoot,
he
though.
was, he looked just like that, chunky and just running around. That's what he was looking like, out of shape. Because Kyle Lowry did not look like he was in basketball shape. None of the playoffs. Like, I just really felt like everything in the East fell the way it fell. Because you had Boston beating up on Giannis, and he was without Chris Middleton. Now, Chris Middleton is one of the best defensive players in the league, as well as a shooting threat. So you were going up against Giannis, who can dunk and do everything else, against Drew Holiday, who can play good defense but couldn't do much on offense. And he did have an offensive game here and there, but it wasn't consistent. So I just think that the same team that you saw, even when the games they lost to Milwaukee, those were high turnover games. It didn't necessarily take Giannis to just take over the game to win it. They were really high turnover games. They showed their immaturity to me.
So basically, you're saying Boston are who we thought they were.
Yep, that's
You know,
me.
A team full of
Of good
Jameis
athletes.
Winston's.
No, you got a team full of athletes, but they weren't a true cohesive team because you never knew who was going to show up each night. For one thing, I will say is Brown showed up every night. He did. He kept them in every game because Jaylen Brown was going to show up. He did. He showed up. You had Marcus Smart, who think he's the elite star because he did get defensive player of the league. However, you are not in the offensive NBA all offensive team with nothing. Like, I need you to be a better facilitator. And at times, I think that they were running around trying to figure out who's gonna get hot tonight.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Whereas to me, I think Golden State showed who they were in the sense of, okay, we've been down, don't get me wrong, but our core is still our core. At the end of the day, we are who we are. They to me, and I told you that was the only reason why I thought that they would beat Boston is because they knew how to find themselves in championship moments. They were gonna show up.
All right, so Serge, I'm gonna ask you this: me and you go back and forth with Jordan and
Don't
LeBron.
shoot him.
No,
Don't shoot him. Don't shoot. Don't shoot Serge over there. You just come in here packing. Serge, did you see that on TMZ where the man had shot his friend about a
Oh,
LeBron
Jordan.
Oh, yeah, I saw
and Jordan debate?
So me and you go back and forth over Mike and LeBron. We talk about Jordan, Pippen, Kobe, Shaq, and what have you. Are Clay, Steph, and Draymond the best 1, 2, 3?
Nah.
So who's your best
Nah.
1, 2, 3?
Wade, Bosh, and James.
Nah. Kevin Love, Kyrie, and
Man, actually, this is why I can't even take.
GOAT.
I
Who
can't
else?
even take him serious. I cannot. Serge, you have lost all credibility with me at this point. Your heart lives in Cleveland.
I mean, I had to think about this because I was saying the Celtics.
1, 2,
would-
3. Yeah, that's a good
I was
question.
saying Bird, Parrish, McHale, but then I go back to the other Celtics:
I
Garnett,
mean-
Allen, and Pierce.
They could have been one of the best.
Do they have to have won a championship?
I don't
Because-
think so because
Harden, KD, and
Westbrook.
And they
Westbrook.
could have been. Don't get me wrong. But this is what
They
I
didn't
look
stay
at. But let
together
me,
long enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
but look at the thing about this is,
run TMC.
Shit,
but that's
Charlotte
still a
with
part of Golden
Zoe.
State. Yeah.
Zoe.
LJ.
LJ.
And LJ.
But think about this. This team, aside from Charlotte, because they all came there once that team became an expansion team, you look at it from this standpoint. Golden State built that, and that's their core, and they've been there. That's why I say I would give them kind of the edge at some of these because of some fact that they were drafted there. and they've been there. They ain't go anywhere else.
Jordan
They haven't.
Pippen, Grant.
They were
Yeah, but that
drafted
was
in
only
the
for
same-
3 years though, or 4, because didn't Grant leave?
Grant left after the first.
Yeah,
three
after the
peat.
first 3.
Yeah, these guys have been together like 8 seasons. They have been in the playoffs, like in the playoff hunt, 8 seasons, and have won 4 times. So I can't
you
take
say
anything
that.
from
You
them.
can say that.
So I ain't gonna ask Serge this. I'm gonna ask you this.
Go ahead.
The Steph's 4 out of 8 trump LeBron's 4 out of 10?
Get out of here. I like how all of a sudden 4 championships is an accomplishment.
Well, it's not even that. So this is what it was interesting. Solomon made me laugh because I saw this coming because of the simple fact we watched something the other day and it was saying, so are we going to argue about LeBron and stuff as far as this era?
Whose era is it?
Whose era is
It's
it?
LeBron's, man. Come on.
Because it technically went from the Jordan era to the Kobe era.
Kobe to LeBron, and it's been LeBron for 20 years.
I think it might. They're saying it might have been the Kobe to the Steph era.
Nah.
Because Steph changed the
Impossible.
game.
Impossible.
Steph changed the game.
No, Steve Kerr changed the game.
do you
Steve
mean?
Kerr changed the game.
Change the game how?
Because Steph wasn't jacking 30-foot three-pointers.
Yeah, because his
when-
first 2 years with Mark Jackson, he was a rookie. You ain't gonna let a rookie come in and shoot 30
Exactly,
foot.
but you think Mark Jackson's going to be okay with that? No,
If they're
that's-
going in,
That's
yeah.
a Steve Kerr offense.
If they going in,
Like, Mark
yes.
Jackson wasn't one of the best three-point shooters of all time. Steve Kerr was. Steve Kerr's like, I wonder what happens if we just create an offense with nothing but three-point shooters. And then we got what we got.
Yeah, but he was doing that in college at Davidson.
Nah, but he wasn't. I'm telling you, if Mark Jackson was still the coach, he wouldn't be doing that.
And I think that goes to, do you think now that Steve Kerr is one of the, put him up there with
Is
those
he with Phil?
greats, with Phil's?
I mean,
Phil's, the Pops, the...
you gotta, because he changed
But
offense.
Phil's got 10 rings,
Yeah,
all as a coach. This is Kerr's 4th as a coach. He's got 9 overall, 4 as a coach.
I mean, if we're talking coaches, you got to put Phil above him because Phil's got like the record.
But Phil has had the superstars.
But as far as
we didn't know what to expect from the Steph, the Clays, and the Draymonds.
But also, Phil had the system that was real good.
The
Like-
triangle? I'm kidding.
Yeah, the triangle, nobody was doing it. So Phil introduced that. So he kind of changed things. But he also, like you said, had superstars to play with. So not like Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr just, I think his system is a product.
He's got the greatest player of this era.
No, he's got the greatest player. of the
Solomon
past
wouldn't even say.
5
Solomon
years.
is jabbing you because he.
I know.
Let me tell you, because we were talking the other day, and I was telling him how I could put Steph in my top 10 as far as of all time. And my reason and rationale for saying that is because of all these greats that are there. They're all over 6'3".
Yeah.
Steph is not. Steph barely 6'2", and that's what he tells
He's
us he
6'1".
is. I think he's 6'1". But for him to be in that space and to still to garner the, you know, he's not going to be the best defensive player, of course, because everybody's going to do like sun him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's changed the game, stretched the floor out.
Yeah.
He's made you respect whatever he's doing. So even when Solomon was saying, hey, the teams will go to a zone, the zone is created by this one guy who's not even in the paint. So I just think, like, to me, I could see moving somebody around out of the top 10, and for whomever that may be, for whoever you choose, that may be your choice. But I think I felt disrespected the day when we was driving, and the guy said he would take,
He would
Kobe,
take Kobe out of
his
the top 10 for Steph.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And I think I lost it. I was laughing so
No,
hard.
that's ridiculous for someone to even say
But
that.
I don't take anything away from Steph. I think that people putting on this pressure of, oh, he got to have the MVP. Now, Grant Hill threw it out there saying he
The
doesn't
one thing
have
he
a
doesn't have is
gold.
Olympic gold
He has
medal.
Olympic gold medal.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Well,
everybody else
LeBron got a
one.
bronze and a gold.
Yeah. You got a bronze. Still don't have. He don't like all the same colors.
But my thing, I'm just joking. I
I
was
got
joking.
outfits he
Go
want
out
to
there
match.
and
It was a joke. It was.
How you got the best team and lose?
Because
You're supposed to be the best player
you know why?
ever.
You know why?
How many
Because
goals
you.
does Michael have?
2.
Okay.
But you know why that team lost? You just did assume how I'm gonna just throw all these all stars together and this is what they're gonna
That's
do.
not gonna work.
That
You want to
does
know why
not
they got
work.
the bronze? Because he was too busy worried about who he going to put together in Miami.
Well, he sure made it happen after that
Yeah, who
Olympic.
took the gold?
He said we didn't get a gold, but
Yeah.
we sure got a
We got a
championship.
we got a couple
yeah,
championships.
He made it work.
So, I, mean,
I just think
I just think it's funny how now 4 championships is a good thing.
It is.
Before it, nah.
It ain't enough.
Why? What?
Nah, with Bron.
Because you were
Bron been sitting there 4 championships for a couple years, and it's
he gonna sit at 5. He gonna sit at 5 too.
It ain't
His career
6.
done. It ain't.
He's
6.
still at 4.
He's gonna sit there for a while.
He won't get bronze championships are done.
Nah,
I think so.
he'll get another one.
You think
With
so?
who?
Yeah,
In LA?
with Cleveland on the way out.
What?
Yeah,
He gonna need Draymond to screw up royally again, okay? Because that was
He'll be
it.
straight.
That was it. Y'all can thank Draymond.
the Cavs got a really good
The
squad.
Cavs should be sending Draymond flowers now.
Cavs got a really good squad. I'm telling you,
For him to go back there, they got to sign him.
they just
And
got to
his
sign his
son.
son.
Exactly.
I guarantee he'll do
He'll
the
take the
minimum.
league minimum. You think?
Yeah, because he's already a billionaire. What does he care about getting paid?
That don't sound like LeBron.
No, Bron.
It
ain't
got to make sense because
Listen,
the thing about it,
It's
Bron wants to
possible.
play with his kid.
It's possible. It's possible that
He'll
it
play
happens.
for free.
The
Watch.
only way that they're gonna play together is if that rumor becomes true that they'll make him a player owner. And
In
he
Cleveland?
actually
Because he wants to be
no.
an
He
owner.
wants. He said he wants the
to be
team
an
in
owner.
Vegas.
Yeah, and I bet Cleveland will be down for that.
No, he wants the expansion team in Vegas. They're having 2 expansion teams, Vegas and
Oh yeah,
Seattle.
yeah.
well, they haven't announced it yet, but that's
If the
that's
NBA gives him the
conversation.
team in Vegas, like he says, if you listen to the last episode of The Shop, he's like, I want to own that team in
It
Vegas.
would have to be in the next 2-3 years.
Bronny's a junior right now,
Okay.
so he's got a senior year and then he's got to do the 1 year in college.
Yeah, the 1 year.
I don't think LeBron has that left in his tank, honestly. Like, I just think the wear and tear, he's going to have to go into serious load management. He's going to have to turn into Kawhi.
I don't know. We saw what he did
Just
this
saying.
year.
Just saying.
He had to.
He
I mean,
had to. But
he knew he wasn't winning. He was
not
going out
even
there
that,
for
he was
personal
playing
stats.
He was playing for, like, he had to play through injury and everything. Like, who wants to do that at that
LeBron
age?
was
If you're trying
jacking
to
up
save your
shots
body.
last year because he knows that this year is the year he passes Kareem. He's trying to make that happen as quickly as possible. He knows
Well,
his
he's
time is
already
limited.
the one out of the
gonna
1
happen.
and the 2. He'll be
It's
the one.
inevitable.
That is what it is.
So that's all he did. He
That's
was
what happens.
jacking up shots. I'm
That's what happens when you go.
So, Sullivan,
Things happen inevitably.
So I did listen and I did take in all, like, I didn't really try and watch all the game, like all the cleanup after the championship. But when I tell you Golden State, I have never seen them so petty in my life.
Oh, I believe it.
They were so petty. Did you not see? Okay, Boston fans had a shirt saying Aisha can't cook. When he finished and had that championship, he made sure he took a picture of Aisha can't cook. Can cook. Yeah,
And then
in her
Draymond,
shirt.
because the Boston's
Yeah,
the
the
whole
little championship
playoffs
shirt.
it's all about 18, meaning the 18 championship banner.
Yeah.
And so Draymond had a shirt with all of Boston's banner on it, and the 18th banner he had
Yeah,
it crossed
gold.
out, and it said "Not on my watch."
Oh, then they even had, because I guess when you're on these runs and stuff like this, you have to channel something to make you fight through. So Klay Thompson was even
Dude,
petty.
Memphis, Jaren Jackson.
Jaron
They're
Jackson
always petty
said,
though.
no,
They're dirtbag.
no,
bunch
you know
of
who
guys.
was a dirt? Then he called Jaron Jackson dirtbag.
Yeah.
But who? No, I don't think. No, Golden
State
State
always
is.
been-
No, they have not.
Yeah, they have.
Draymond maybe, but I don't see Steph and Clay
No,
ever.
they didn't do that. They didn't do that until
What do you
LeBron-
think fired up Bron in 2016?
No, they did that after
After
Bron got off
LeBron's-
the plane with the
yeah.
Ultimate Warrior shirt on.
No.
I'm the Warrior.
Yeah.
No, he wore that after they won a chip.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they
Yeah,
weren't like that
but
when they beat
two,
them the year
two-
before.
2 games before that, when they were down 3-1,
No.
Klay Thompson was saying Bron was crying. Bron came out. He came out the locker room with the Undertaker shirt on. He's like, "We down 3-1, but we ain't dead."
Yeah, because they needed Draymond to do something stupid.
Yup.
And he helped
did
y'all.
it.
He
And
helped.
he
He
did it.
did. He helped y'all.
But guess
I'm
what?
glad you admit it, sir. I
He
wouldn't
was
even have to say
still
nothing
there
else.
for Game 7.
It doesn't even matter.
He was still there for Game
the
7 at
momentum had
home.
already shifted. It's okay.
At home.
You admitted it. And so did, you know who always admitted it every time? Richard Jefferson. He said, I got to thank Draymond for my only
Yeah.
championship. I really
That was,
appreciate you.
hey, if he he can't keep it together.
So here's a
He's not
stat that
mentally
came up
tough.
this week too.
Solomon was awful about this one.
I love stats. So in every playoff series that Steph, Clay, and Draymond start every game of the series, they're undefeated. Since the three of them have been together. If one of them misses a game, they lose the series. So that's that whole Draymond thing.
What do you mean they're undefeated? They lost to the Cavs.
Draymond,
He said whenever
they
Steph,
start
Clay, and
every game,
Kerr started
Draymond
every
was
game,
suspended for that game.
they lose the
That's
series.
reaching.
That's
What you
not
mean that's
reaching.
reaching?
It's fair.
If they start every game of a series,
Yeah.
you don't beat them.
It's the same thing with the Cavs.
What lineup are you
With,
talking
with,
about?
with Kyrie and Kevin Love. They was only together in 2016.
What of them? I can't.
That's like I said, we can
That's
do
why I
this.
started
We can
laughing.
do this all
Because
day.
you'll find one.
We could do this all day.
Kyrie, Kevin Love.
Draymond missed one game, and
lost his
No, but they're saying as long as they've played together,
As long as they
so
start
as long as
every
they
game of the
start every
series, you
game
don't
of a
beat them.
series.
That's
So
over
for the
8
past,
years.
for 8 seasons, they've look over the course of 8 times.
Yeah,
4
but
of
for
them.
the show for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Draymond lost one.
Y'all should
and
really
then,
have
and then
that
Clay didn't
asterisk
start,
next to
and then
no,
Clay got
and
hurt against Toronto.
Clay and KD.
And KD got hurt.
I got Katie. Yep.
Clay and KD.
Yep.
So speaking of, how does KD feel about this ring?
He gotta be hurt. He gotta be
Nah,
hurt
the
right
people
now.
said he died in July of 2016. Whenever he left, they had to put that in there.
Yeah,
Somebody,
he's stupid.
what was it, 2019 when he left, or 2019? They said he died July 8th, 2019, whenever he left them. So the people said that.
They still need him.
And so he came back and said, you know, I must have died July 20 such and such, but shout out to the Warriors. Congratulations on your win. That was it.
Yep.
But he's still petty because people started talking about his legacy and what it looked like.
It does look. It looks bad. I mean, you get swept in the first round. These cats lose you when you supposedly was the man that carried them to 2 championships, and then they go and win one without you, Jameis Winston.
Man, stop. I cannot with these Jameis Winston. I'm not going to do this with you today, Solomon. You got 5 more minutes to this mess.
That's what it is.
I'm not.
They go and win
So,
one without you.
look
So
at-
what about LeBron and his tweets, giving congratulations to Draymond, but wouldn't say congratulations to Steph.
Yeah, 'cause
Wouldn't
Steph
say
is a
congratulations to the Warriors.
Yeah. Steph's a punk.
Yeah, Steph's not
all
no
it
punk.
is.
Y'all are haters.
That's it.
I would think he was a punk too if he used and abused me.
What about? Let's talk about the real thing.
Dale Curry.
How is his pops and mom's wife swapping?
That is not.
They really out here.
They did. They did.
Oh, wait, what I'm saying is, why is that? That is not. Why is that our business?
I don't know.
They
They
going
made it
for-
our business.
Time out.
No, but that means something
Dale
had to
made
be
it.
going on beforehand.
Dale made it
Yeah.
their business because after he said, "Oh, she out here running around with this man," he
Damn.
made it a mission to go for the man wife.
I think it was already something going on.
I think
Maybe
they had to be like Pineapple, Team Pineapple. You know what I mean? Leave your keys in the fishbowl. We gonna
In the fishbowl.
We gonna have
Oh my
fun
God.
tonight.
Oh my God.
That's
Well,
crazy.
maybe they are.
I think that's what happened.
But
But see, that's the thing about it, though. And this is what I can't understand about people. Do your thing. I don't care what you do. But, dog, you ain't have to publicize it like
Yeah,
that.
like, why
I mean,
you-
like,
he the one brought it out.
exactly. He didn't have to bring her
But
to the
that's how
game.
men act. Men get hurt feelings and get butt hurt, and then want to come out here and say, "Okay, but see, she was doing it, so I'm gonna do it."
Because it's, when they were together at games, him and Sonya never really sat next to each other.
No.
They were always in different spots.
Right.
So I was like, if she must have said something, why I can't go to a game with you? And he was like, bring your ass on.
Come on.
But look. I will say, she the one looking like she getting the rough end of this deal because she sure looked rough Friday night or Thursday
did.
night. He looked
I was
like
upset.
money.
I was
He
upset.
looked so nice. I said, "Oh man!"
I was like,
ain't
why
never
is
seen him
Steph
look
mama
this
looking
good.
like that?
Yeah, I was mad
And
at
she had to
Sonya.
be
This
like
ain't the
up in
woman
the
I had a
stands
crush
somewhere.
on.
He's sitting courtside.
No, Sonya was. You remember last time, the other night when that night he showed out and got them 40 something. She was in the tunnel.
Yeah.
So she came out the tunnel. She just didn't sit up there
Right,
with them.
that means she must have came down to get to the floor.
I don't know where she was
But
at.
you
She
saw
felt like
Dell
she-
courtside.
Yeah, because he was acting like T. Morant. Up and want to throw out a cigar. Dude, what championship you won? What team was you on?
He played with.
He like, I did that.
He played
Yeah,
with.
whatever.
Come on, my stick.
But I was happy to see all of their families. I think me and Solomon even had a moment when we were looking at the kids, how Andrew Wiggins pulled his baby up there, and she immediately hugged Draymond's son. And you could just see, like, the close-knitness of how they are. Like, we could say whatever we want to about them, but they all are really, like, a little close little unit. You saw Jordan Poole came in there with the Steph and the Clay shirt or whatever with them. And Draymond was on it, too. Like, he just had, like, they have a different team. Like, I think their team dynamic, like, you want to play with them. It seemed like a good environment to like nurture and grow. I listened to how Gary Payton, how they were saying how he be sitting on the sideline talking about this ain't the same Gary Payton I know up here trying to act professional, but he was there saying how his son, even got cut from them. And one of the executives said how when they cut him, it hurt their feelings. They didn't really want to cut him, but they had to cut him. And
He was
because
like,
somebody
"Man,
was
can I
injured,
still
he said,
come
"Can
to
I
the
still
facility and
come
work
and
out?"
work out?" that you still wanted to come to their facility and work out. You had no intentions of leaving where you were. You just was going to come and work out. And they were able to re-sign him due to like injury and just some shuffling. And he became a good fit. So, it was a lot for them. I shout out to them. But it did not help that Boston put up as many turnovers as they did, like each game.
Jason Tatum, the first player in NBA history to reach 100 turnovers in a playoff span.
By yourself.
By yourself.
How, Sway?
By yourself. That was crazy.
So,
Look at I'm over here dying.
so switching it up from the NBA and getting into the NFL, looks like your boy will be getting a year suspension.
Jesus.
wow.
We don't know that
Cleveland.
yet. We don't know that yet.
More reports are coming out from Adam Schefter and
Oh, when you hear Adam Schefter, you know it's
and
real.
Chris
I just
Morrison.
don't. Man, listen.
Have you watched the HBO interview?
Well, Solomon, why is it
No.
so good that we just got to watch
No,
it?
I'm
Because
just
I have
saying,
not
because-
watched
Which
it
one?
because...
The one that was on Real Sports,
Nah.
where they interviewed a couple of the
The
alleged
girl-
victims.
Yeah, I don't know.
So for me, and I keep telling you, like, I'm gonna say this because
It's a
I think
cash
people
grab.
think I'm being hard on them. As a kid, at one point I was molested by somebody. So for me, it taught me one or two things. Like I learned my voice when an adult found out, they immediately took action. So I know my voice and I know what I'm not gonna put up with. Like I understand what that looks like. Even and it traveled with me even into my professional life that I'm not gonna put up with certain stuff. Like you're not gonna do certain stuff to me, regardless of whatever it is. My integrity won't allow me to be there. For these women to say that you are a masseuse, that's your business, your profession, your livelihood, to tell me that a man can make you do something, especially in this day and age, in this era, all I gotta do is call up ABC Action News
That's it,
locally
yeah.
and tell on you. And they gonna do their research and say, okay, I think I may run with this story. Let's see how many more people are out here doing this.
But then you're liable because remember he provided NDAs.
For some of them. And let me tell you what, I would let you sue the draws off me as long as the story got out that you were a rapist or you were a sexual offender. I will let you sue me for that because I will never let you think that it's okay. And when you're raising kids, now it makes me look at stuff so differently. It opened up my eyes. So for these women who are 24, 25, 26 years old, almost 30 as a business owner, and you mean to tell me a man tell you you've been doing how many massages? You went to massage school? And they teach you no is no. Like, they tell you, I ain't never seen nobody get a massage with fully clothed on, so I know they're going to get naked or down to their underwear anyway. If a person told to turn around and say, hey, I need you to jack me up, excuse me, sir?
No.
That's not a part of this service.
So that's
And
not
I
what
don't
I'm getting
care.
at. What I'm saying is, right now the number has jumped from 22 to 24
Four.
now to 26.
Okay.
Even numbers.
Even if one of them is correct or can prove that something wrong happened, the other 20 some odd don't even matter
Because you
now it's
messed up his
defamation of the
reputation. Yeah.
NFL. And so when I'm saying, have you watched the interview? And when you have people actually saying that, listen, I told him no, I wasn't comfortable, and then he ejaculated on me.
Now, me and Buddy, he wouldn't have been playing anyways because he would have been playing with blue balls because I would have
see,
hit
that
him.
that doesn't make any sense. What dude busts a nut after a girl says, "Nah, this is making me uncomfortable"? That just makes it
That
weird.
means he seems that you're going to do what I tell you to do.
That's weird.
Really? I'm not saying that it's not possible that
I
he
ain't
didn't
raped
do
you.
it.
I didn't force you to do anything. You just stood there, and while you were talking, I was taking care of it.
He's sitting there.
is
So, how you
nasty.
been?
I'm just trying to figure out how do you get to a space where you could just do that? Like he had to be in a mental space out of this world to get there to
Well, you
do
know what
that.
they say about professional athletes? They got to
What?
take themselves to a place mentally
Okay.
that a lot of us aren't capable of.
Well, I'm so incapable because me and somebody was like, "Nah, that's gross."
Yeah,
you
as soon
be like,
as somebody says that,
Solomon, we have been in some of the most intimate moments, and if I said something or moved a certain way, you'd be like, man, all right."
Yeah, but that's
Like,
you
it'll be
passing
over.
gas or something.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. I don't know. And to get a year
It
without
ain't like you smelled it; you
any
just heard
charges,
it.
like it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, he don't have any charges, but like I said, it's the NFL saying
Yeah.
But
you
I
brought
am.
bad.
Well, that's
But that's
Bad
what
energy
it is.
on the shield.
It's the black eye on the NFL.
and the
that's
thing
why.
is that's opening the door that they shouldn't be opening.
But the
So
part
what?
that gets me is that I am glad that they are now bringing in. I think the ladies that's jumping on because of the Texans being involved in it, because of the simple fact that it happened at your facility.
Well, also,
And my
what's
thing
going to
is, it was
happen
happening
is
and you ain't never
they
say
know
nothing.
that he's going to settle. Because the NFL said, well, we're not going to do anything until these cases are settled.
Well, he
Whether
tried
it
to
be
settle.
in court or if
He's tried to settle, and
Yeah.
then there were a couple of them said, "Oh, I feel rushed into this agreement." But baby, let's keep it a buck. How many of y'all gonna make just being masseuse making a six-figure salary
Yeah.
in a year?
If he's trying to avoid suspension or actually playing this season, he's not going to settle.
he has to at this point.
If he's trying to avoid suspension, because like you just said, the NFL is not going to do anything until an
until the
agreement
case
is reached.
Yeah.
So if he settles, now the agreement's
Now
reached.
he's going to settle for a lot more than what he was trying to settle for before.
He was trying to
Exactly.
settle for
Because
like
they wanted to do
$100,000
$100
person.
grand, and he was like,
Yeah.
nah.
No, it was no. He did. They had it out when the Dolphins were interested in him, and they had them sign it because Dolphins said we got to have this closed out by November 16th. It was a date specific, and the ladies did not all of them sign. I think it was 2 people that was missing off the signature list, and that's why they couldn't go with the deal.
Now a bunch of
So
more.
you do the mafia thing, you just make them disappear.
Make them disappear.
So y'all just gonna kill all the ladies about the
Hey.
sexual harassment?
No, we're just booking.
they
We're not
do.
killing
We're
anything. We're just booking a private massage.
I
That's
just
all.
need to understand, like, what is like,
Concrete
what, like,
boots.
please explain to me what is the sexual assault or what is the sexual, what he was being charged of? The sexual assault,
Sexual assault.
yeah. So how did he sexually assault them? Like, what was it?
If
Shooting
you're
a
giving me
skeet
a
on her?
The
massage,
definition?
and while you're massaging me, I take your hand and force it onto my penis.
That's
Yeah.
sexual harassment.
That's sexual assault.
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to understand.
But
But,
see, then
some
how
of them
you-
said they never touched it.
Some,
exactly, and then
some
he
did.
So
But what gets me is,
Just trying to
so my thing is, like if I'm
it's
a
a
juror
money
on
thing.
and if I'm a juror on a case or what have you, and there are 25 people testifying that this happened, that happened, this happened, and one person's story is totally off, then I'm thinking all of y'all are off. So when you got
All
the
of their
3
stories are
girls,
exactly the
no,
same.
when you got the 3 girls,
They
where
got the
2
same lawyer.
Yeah,
They got
that's
the
what
same
I'm
lawyer,
getting
but
at.
out of them, you got 3 girls. 2 of them say, "Yeah, I performed oral sex on him," and one of them said, "Yeah, he actually penetrated me."
he
I mean, he
penetrated
ain't
you.
slammed you on the ground. He ain't slammed you
So
on the
he
ground
didn't
and raped
rape
you.
you.
So you willingly had sex with it.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, y'all 3
That's
are fucking it up for
prostitution.
the other 23.
But that's prostitution. At that point, that's prostitution.
not really.
So should they get?
What do you mean? You're paying
If you're
me
paying
to
me
do
for
a service.
That's sex. It's illegal to pay for sex. The last I checked on the law books, unless you're in Vegas.
Yeah. Was it in Vegas?
No, they were in Texas.
Oh, so there you go.
So I'm just trying to figure out, was it
Yeah.
sexual assault? What was it?
So my
No
thing is
rape
the
kids.
2 that gave the oral sex, the one that went all the way. I mean, y'all are really fucking it up for the other 23.
Literally.
For real.
So,
They willingly do it.
But when I tell you,
Willingly.
every time I see this guy, I be like, part of me is like, dang, black man, why you did that? Like, why? How did you?
seriously,
Because
you
he was
can't
such
tell
a
me.
clean-cut
He coulda went to
guy.
any club, any
Girls out
social
here
spot,
giving away pussy.
could have went to a
Like,
bar and
come
been like,
on.
"Yo, I'm Deshaun Watson." Girl, Deshaun Watson told me to come back to the house with him. And that would have been it.
Exactly. He was hanging out with me and Khalifa.
So
Shooting
that's
baskets in the crib.
That's crazy.
Come on, man. You're going to tell me this guy's that desperate? I don't believe it.
But that's the part
Ben
that gets
Roethlisberger?
me.
No, that's a desperate dude. Yeah, he wasn't getting massages.
But
He
that
just
happened
like,
his rookie year, though.
don't
Ain't
matter.
nobody know who he was.
It don't
The
matter.
thing, I guess the part that bothers me is that this never came. If he stayed with the Texans, would this
It would have
ever
never
come
came
out?
up.
At some point, I think it would have. One of them would have said something at some point in time.
I really,
It's a
if I
conspiracy.
like
Nah,
for any
because
of
the
those women
NDAs
that
would have
was-
never let that happen. As soon as he said, I don't want to play no more, Texans are like, there goes the NDAs. We don't need those anymore. Because they're the ones that gave them to him.
Yeah, but now the attorney has added them to the suit.
which is great.
As he should.
Which is as he
So
should
why would
been.
they put themselves in that type of jeopardy?
They should have
They
never
didn't
let
know it was going to backfire on them like that until them ladies, because none
Because
of
they
the ladies had
ripped them
never
NDAs
mentioned.
up.
None
That's
of the
what it
ladies had
is.
mentioned it up until when you got the number 22, and it was like, oh, we had NDAs provided by the Texas. What?
Yeah.
Hello. Here we go. Now
And
it's
if there's
casual.
NDAs, how all of a sudden are people talking? Because now they disappeared. Why would they disappear if the team that gave them to me
Yep.
was supposed to hold on to them? Oh, I don't play for them no more. So they don't got no reason to hold on to these.
Right.
It's conspiracy, man. Conspiracy.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But like I said, for those who are really traumatized by it, I
Me?
just think like I feel bad for those women who felt like. But you should never feel, especially in this day and age of Me Too. You should never feel like you got to do something because you're worried about what somebody's reputation. You literally think he would have got out there and said, "Oh, she gave the worst massages ever." Oh, but that now you messing with Lakeisha. Oh, I gave you the worst massage, but you was up here asking me to jack you up. Now everybody's gonna tune in. It's too many media outlets for me to believe that you were worried about your business.
I think it's gonna be more girls that come out in the next couple of weeks or so as the season approaches.
I'm sure they're gonna round them up.
So OTA started recently.
Yeah,
I think they had OTAs. He attended. He attended them. He was there.
Right.
They just had an interview with Jadeveon Clowney, and Clowney was like, the reason I returned to Cleveland was because I talked to Deshaun, and he said he was going to sign with them. So that's what made me come back. We got a shot at winning the chip. No, it wasn't necessarily tampering, but I think they're gonna have a couple more girls come out, and they ain't gonna have the same lawyer as this guy, as these other girls have. I think they're gonna have a new guy.
That man
paid for by Baker Mayfield.
For real.
Man, I'm done. That's it for the day. Okay, we're done.
Facts. So many facts right there.
Baker said he ain't going nowhere. He got what he wanted. He's there.
They gonna need me.
How is that gonna work though?
Because if Deshaun is suspended, they don't have to pay him.
No, but
he's
how?
without pay.
You know how it's gonna work? They're gonna bring him in, and they're gonna be like, what they should have did last year. Here, just hand off the ball, bro. Because I can't trust Baker as a quarterback.
Think about it. Cleveland's going to do to Baker what Houston did to Deshaun. They're basically going to pay him to sit at home and watch TV.
Yeah. You can't let him play.
They already have
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. Man, I'm finna go. I can't. When you talking about, y'all said Jacoby Brissett like this was confident.
That team is set up to where you just need a quarterback to make the basic passes. That's it.
Sometimes Jacoby
Our running back core is incredible.
For as long as Jacoby been in the league, he don't make those simple.
Just run the ball. That's
do y'all have an offensive line to help out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So maybe Jacoby don't have to run as much.
Cleveland is 2019 Tampa Bay.
That means we had Jameis.
That's it.
I'm done.
They are 2019 Tampa Bay,
and we don't get.
We don't have. At least we don't have a Jameis though.
I hope that this can come to some type of conclusion. I hope that honestly, I want them to have their day in court, but I want somebody to be able to say, "Look, ma'am," and see like how we looking. All y'all was going to him too. Like a lot of them went to him more than one time.
Right.
You mean to tell me you went more than he did this twice, and that was okay with you, ma'am?
Yeah. So you think about it like this.
Like I'm looking at it.
You think
from
about
a
it like
standpoint.
this. You go one time.
Yeah.
You probably got your normal massage. You probably charging about $65, $70 an hour.
And private massages are usually $100 and better.
Okay, so let's say he said $250 an hour.
Okay.
I'm gonna go do a 2-hour massage, get $500 out of this. So you went,
you pimping yourself.
You did the massage, and he said something that was a little bit out of character and what have you. He was like, I'm not comfortable with this, what have you. Then he calls you back and says, listen, that was my bad. I ain't mean to offend you. Let's try it over again. I'll pay you the $500. And then you're like, all right, well, he seems like a nice guy. Ain't nothing really happened. Hopefully it won't happen again. You go, you get another $500, but then the same treatment happens.
He pulls the meat out.
But this. You sound so creepy, man. Don't say that.
That's how it sounds.
All I'm getting at is that if a person when they show you who they are, believe them. Not who they tell you, but when
Somebody
they show you.
can be out of character once.
Yeah, they can be out of character.
So that's why they went back the second time.
No,
or 23 times.
Look, the second time, didn't that mean that he would have got it without pay? Like he wouldn't have to even pay me. I wouldn't even came no more. Like that was it. I'm done.
I'm coming there. I'm getting my money.
Nah, we done, and I'm gonna sue you. Now I really have grounds to sue you because you did this section.
And nobody
it depends
did
on
anything.
who did the NDA. Everybody wasn't signing NDAs.
No, they signed them. They just they got disappeared. That's
No. Clearly everybody ain't signed NDAs because the first ones who signed up with this attorney, those weren't no NDAs involved.
Yeah, they couldn't find them.
All I'm trying to say is if they sign an NDA,
them
they
bitches got
NDA.
shredded and set on fire.
But then that means
a dumpster
everybody
in
else,
Texas
all other
Stadium.
60 women that the New York Times found should be able to do it.
All of them.
But I think some of them see the same thing. Like, I'm not trying to ruin this man. I'm done. Like, I don't never got to do no business with him. It's out there. It is what it is. Play at your own risk.
So I'm gonna shoot this one at Alfie, getting away from sports, getting into what we be talking about, sci-fi and what have you. I finally caught up. I watched every episode of Stranger Things.
Oh, I don't watch Stranger Things.
You don't watch Stranger Things? Oh.
There's 3 shows that I watch right now: Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, Obi-Wan Kenobi and The Boys.
Okay, so
So
I watched The
watched The
Boys last
Boys.
night. I'm caught up on that. I'm caught up on The Boys.
The boys is stupid.
It's hilarious.
The boys is stupid. I
So-
think it's a funny show. It's
I don't
just
like.
stupid.
I don't like. I mean, I hope I'm not spoiling it for anyone, but I don't like that Kumiko lost her powers.
Yeah,
That's gonna hurt them.
I think they'll bring her back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's my youngest brother. His theory is that Homeboy's gonna go villain.
Butcher.
Oh boy, already.
No, not Butcher.
You
Huey?
talking about the-
Huey. Yeah.
He already act like a
Nah.
villain.
Nah.
No,
nah.
we'll see.
He likes Starlight too much.
Yeah,
Not after we just saw.
he's getting addicted to that. To the
No, he's
drugs,
addicted
so-
to the power. Yeah.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna go bad. No.
Nah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The power of love gonna save him.
Solomon, what was the one who had the helmet on in the black suit? The dude who went
Blue
into
Hawk.
the.
Oh yeah,
He's a real. He's a real idiot, but okay.
Now I want to see what the
So
what Soldier Boy, how this is gonna play out. They got to set up him versus Homelander.
you
'Cause
would
he-
think that.
They got to set it up.
Okay,
Or
I
you can make
think
them teammates.
Homelander knows about, because there's a lot of people that knew about what was going on with Soldier Boy the entire time, and so it's like, how many more people know? I guarantee Homelander knows about that somehow.
I don't like Homelander, but anyway.
Nobody likes him.
I just
then-
want him to get destroyed.
The
too.
anti-hero, which is more of a villain at this point.
See, my thing I didn't like about Homelander from the beginning is it kind of fucks up the way you feel about Captain America.
For real.
But then you look at Soldier Boy, who's basically the
Captain
Winter Soldier.
America, yeah.
No, he's Winter Soldier at this point.
Yeah.
But
And
then
then
I look at Homelander at almost like a Magneto-ish type. Because remember that comment he made? I'm glad you sided with us.
Mm-hmm.
How did he kill old boy?
Who?
Who? Snow. What her name was?
Starlight
Starlight, little
ex-friend,
friend.
yeah.
Yeah.
looked
Yeah,
like he
no.
bashed his
Supersonic.
face off.
And then he cut his leg. You see his leg?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. He mutilated the man.
Totally.
You see how they tried to make him like Trump?
In a way,
Did everybody
I get
following
you.
him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
everybody's
guess.
following him.
MM's daughter's stepfather.
Yeah.
Listen to what he says. She loves him.
Yeah, just because he's a little harsh. Like, oh boy, I seen that like coming. I was like, I love the writing and how they're essentially copying real
I
life.
don't like that how they make the butcher. It like he is so like he to me. He make his own teammates question him. I don't
Yeah.
like that. Like I wanted him to come in and keep the main thing. If that's the villain, that's the villain. But now you low key turn into villain too.
Yeah.
I just,
No, he's doing what he got to do.
I don't like
Yeah,
him.
he's got to get the job done.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the fact that they made your boy, because he messed up the best football nickname ever, A-Train,
yeah.
and that dumbass costume
Yeah,
he
that
has
was
on
messed
now.
up.
Bro, why
Yeah.
why you want that man to be like he is African? He is supporting his African
They
like.
gave him the ugliest.
Just now, when you had behind two seasons, he could have done that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Then the
Wrong,
other black man, he can't even talk.
Yeah. After
Black
seeing that
Moore.
Eldridge?
Oh,
yeah.
Black Noir, but look, he a killer.
He can't talk.
He
That's what
ready,
they think of black
he is
people.
a
We
killer.
killers. We can't talk, but we kill.
Hey, look, apparently.
Love, yeah. But
But
that's
you
what
don't watch Stranger Things?
No, I'm thinking about starting it. You know, because my youngest brother mentioned there's the gaming and the D&D stuff that I like as a young person was mentioned in that show. So I'm gonna probably start watching
Man,
it.
it's
soon.
like an '80s retro show. I don't understand how
Yeah.
you haven't watched it.
I don't know either. It's the same thing I'd have to say about some of the other shows. that
Listen,
are
I
out there.
started Stranger Things when I first started seeing the Domino's pizza commercials that are out now.
Talking
I was
about
like-
your order pizza with your mind.
I'm like, man, I can't just start on season 4. Let me start.
From
And
the
I went
beginning.
from episode 1, and I think in a week's time span, I watched all of them. The show is dope.
Yeah,
That's a great show.
I kind of don't like what it's doing now. It seems like they're just like trying to piece it together as they go.
So they got like one story going on right now that's over in Russia
Yeah,
that don't
that
make
looks
sense.
familiar.
That doesn't make sense, but
yeah.
Because some
it's-
other show was in Russia.
yeah.
yeah, the boys.
Wink,
Same
wink,
thing
hint,
as the boys.
hint.
So that part of it don't make sense, but how the Russians trap the aliens and what
Yeah,
have you.
they're just pushing the storyline.
Yeah,
At
I
this
think
point.
I think somebody over there in their writing department was looking at the boys like, that looks like it could be an interesting storyline. But then you got to remember, most of that show's back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, Cold War and what have you, and I was looking for the whole Rocky thing going on in Rocky 4. But the one thing I'm looking forward to, because now that I'm caught up, they split this season into 2 volumes. So Volume 1 is 7 episodes. Volume 2 is only 2 episodes. Episode 8 is like an hour and a half long.
That's what I heard.
Episode 9 is like a movie. It's 2.5 hours long.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's like a movie.
that's what I heard.
I still got to catch up. I got like 2 more episodes.
So, I mean, I'm not going to blow it for you, but you know about the curse and everything.
Just go watch a refresher.
Yeah, I'm really not even paying attention. Like, I'll put it on and kind of watch.
So when you get to episode 7,
Okay, yeah, I'm not there yet. I think I'm at 4 or 5.
Then don't tell no more.
Yeah.
Stop.
when you get to episode 7, you're basically going to see how everything originated.
Yeah.
Where 11 came from, you're going to see where this curse is coming from.
He
how
sounds so
everything
excited
started.
talking about
It's
this.
dope.
He just started watching it.
He
It's dope.
sounds so excited.
Matter of fact, I might go home and
I
rewatch
remember
it.
Yeah.
another show
It was good. Like,
that
Um,
recently came out that I haven't watched yet, and we were like, I haven't watched it. Like,
what?
looks like y'all gotta go.
Who?
What?
Y'all gotta go.
Yeah, we got
Oh
to pick
yeah,
up the
we gotta
bit.
pick up.
Yeah.
But what's the show?
Um,
I thought you were saying that was it. Y'all got to go.
So I'm gonna say, what
The name of the show
channel?
is Y'all
What
Gotta
channel
Go.
is that on? What?
oh no. I
subscription?
was thinking it's that one Asian show. The
oh, it's not Hunger Games,
No.
but basically
it's
Squid Game.
Squid Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Haven't
we
seen
didn't
that.
watch
Haven't
none
seen
of
Squid
those.
Game.
We're not watching that. And Solomon has to be careful about what he watches because my baby be watching. it,
Yep.
Because she
too.
came downstairs
So-
and I was watching Stranger Things, and she didn't want to go back to bed. She slept on the
Yeah.
couch.
Oh.
And like she watched the movie Ambulance, and she was like, "Oh my gosh,
No,
this what happened?"
No,
like,
I saw
yo,
Emergency. That was the one that I watched.
No, Ambulance is a dope
Ambulance
movie.
is good too.
I gotta check that one out.
But all
Yeah, we
right,
watched something else. What was it?
I don't know. You've been watching a lot of sci-fi. You know, I'm not into sci-fi.
Oh, there was one. I'm going to see if I can pick it up soon. The Man Who Fell from the Stars or something. It's on
I got no
Showtime.
idea.
I think it is.
I never heard of that.
I'm just watching P.
I think it's a
Valley
remake
right
of
now.
an older show back in the day or a
That's just
movie.
it.
But
Yeah, Meg will be on P Valley tonight. So
Ah, my girl.
P
And your girl from
Valley.
Snowfall, she on there. What's her name on Snowfall? Rhonda.
Yeah.
Wanda is
Wanda's
on.
on there?
Yeah, she's on Snowfall.
Wow, I'm not
She's
surprised
on
by that.
P-Valley.
Honestly,
Nah, she's smaller.
they probably
She's
saw
like
her during the whole Snowfall. Say like, she would make a good.
stripper.
Yeah,
I don't know. She lost a lot of weight though. You
Kinda
can
like
see it
the-
on this
the,
one.
It's that crack.
yeah.
I can't.
It's that crack.
Nah,
That's what it
it's
does.
she lost weight, but she looks fit. Okay, let's put it like this. She look fit, not crackheaded. She looks fit.
Were we at season 5 or 6 on Snowfall now?
going
think
into season
6.
6.
Going into season 6.
But we won't. They say they won't. That won't be back to like February of next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Raising Kanan coming out.
Oh wow.
When?
Yeah, that's
That'll
true.
be in the end of the month, end of July, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Word.
When is Heels come back?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Who?
Heel.
Show about professional wrestling.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's a good show.
It's a win.
If you understand wrestling about
Gonna go to the Duffy.
heels and faces.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrestling,
Yeah.
Vince McMahon
Yep.
I don't know.
stepping aside as owner and chairman
So what you
Because
just
it
Got
gonna be?
popped again.
because he got caught cheating. Tried to pay somebody $3 million to be quiet.
It just don't pay to play.
That's what that is?
Yeah.
I thought that was just part of the storyline.
No,
No, that's
the right
real.
thing.
It's
When it, I found out about it watching Sports Center, and it came over as breaking news. So I'm like, yeah, this ain't no damn storyline.
Oh, wow.
But they've.
So
I
are
mean,
they
it's
gonna-
like it ain't no
Are they
first
gonna
time,
let
though.
Sasha and them come back?
No, Sasha is suing the WWE.
Oh wow. So she's done for real.
She's done for real. She's suing them for her name and likeness.
Okay. All right.
Oh, she
and
ain't
what about
gonna- she ain't
Naomi?
gonna get that.
She gonna be at the table still?
She's suspended and definitely still.
Oh wow. So hey.
But
Well.
they'll bring her back because her family is too much in control right now.
Okay, but Vince is cheating.
So Vince is out here just.
Slinging dick.
It don't make no sense, bro. You got to have an
Oh.
agreement with
Come
your
on,
wife
how
at that
long?
point.
How long has Vince been part of WWE?
He created
AKA
WWE.
No, his
No.
dad.
How long-
His
created
dad
it.
created it.
Dad
He
did.
took over in the late 70s.
Because he started off
Please
as
tell
an
me at
announcer.
some
as part
point
of
in
the business.
time that didn't already happen.
It's happened
been
so
happening.
But
quick.
that's
up.
what happened with the first wife. That's why she's still on their board.
So
like,
remember,
she's still a part. Stephanie
remember that
Mills
whole
now.
thing when WCW brought in the NWO and they became more popular than the WWF at that point in time?
That was a beautiful time.
So remember when supposedly the WWE bought WCW when Shane came back?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So the whole split when you didn't see Shane for a while is because he sided with the mom when Vince was caught the first time cheating.
That's true.
Oh.
And that's how the mom divorced Vince, but
When
she's
they-
still on the board. Like she's still a part of WWE.
So they
Vince-
never divorced.
They never divorced. They still there working.
That's why
Oh, wow.
it's happening right now.
It's a business arrangement.
They
Like
have
you
a
said
business
earlier in
arrangement.
the
That's
show.
what it was.
when-
That's what I always thought it was after they
when Shane
when it's
left,
yeah.
that's when Stephanie came into prominence because she was the only child left. Because Shane was like, fuck it, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm going with mom. You cheated on her, blah, blah, blah. Linda
Right.
McMahon took over control, and eventually Vince worked his way back in. And then he's like, we got to get the family back together and brought Shane
But
back
I didn't
in.
think they was back together.
Yeah, they're back.
I just thought that they was working.
Nah, you
They
gotta-
would better off
You
with
talk
the working
about
relationship.
That was chaos. That's just
And at the
universe of
price
chaos.
that is worth now,
Yeah.
Now, somebody who was probably a business arrangement was Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah.
yeah, that turned out to be a relationship. They were business. She admitted it. She
Yeah,
said
they
they
were.
started. They were. It was a part of the write up.
No, I'm talking
and they found
about
a
business
liking.
You know what?
relationship.
Now
If you
for
think
him,
about it-
absolutely.
If you think about it, remember in The Boys when they both things kept on saying, "I hate you,
Yeah,
I hated you all this time."
yeah, Queen.
That's
Maeve.
how it is.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess that's how it is. It's a business. I think that why do we make these people things so public? Like that's our business.
We don't
People
make it
get
public.
divorced every day, or men cheat, women cheat, whatever, every day.
That's
but
what I'm
it's
saying. You
big
would think
news.
they would
Like, I
have an
wouldn't
agreement
even-
like
yeah.
Snoop Dogg and his chick.
Snoop Dogg in his way.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had an arrangement because Snoop had that child out there, so I don't know. She just probably like in a space of.
Well, she ain't gonna trip about anything because she understands the lifestyle.
They just
yeah.
took one. Michael Blackson's wife does.
Yeah, same
Oh,
thing. She lets him get that one a month.
but can she get the one a month?
No.
Ah, see, this is where we at.
Can she stand
I
on
can't
stage
even-
and tell jokes?
Look,
Get
look.
millions of dollars?
All I'm simply saying is that don't think that it's okay. I don't care how much money you made. Don't think that you're gonna do what you're gonna do. And I
Oh,
can't
that's
do
fine. You
that.
can do whatever you want to do. Just
Yeah.
no, you
Don't
ain't
say
coming
nothing
to
about me doing
you
mine.
ain't coming to the penthouse.
It's
You gonna do
okay.
that in projects.
No.
Don't think you're coming.
Section 8
Don't
house.
think you're coming to the Section 8 house.
You go to
That's why you
Section
want
8.
to be at the Section 8 house. That's baffling to me. That men think that that's okay. But it is what
It
it
ain't
is.
that it's okay. I mean, but at some point in time,
It's acceptable because you hear y'all boys club in here right now giggling and ee and it is not. I just think that's crazy. But go ahead.
you don't think Oprah done stepped out on Stedman?
Thank you. Or Stedman, and vice versa.
Vice versa.
But
But
Oprah's the
y'all,
provider, right?
but my
Stedman
thing is
ain't
you
out
don't
there.
know.
Stedman ain't in
Who
the
wants
streets.
Stedman?
Exactly.
Oprah, that's
a
it.
lot of people want Stedman. Stedman
No.
a nice
What about
looking
that one
man.
chick that's like her confidant?
Gail?
Gail.
Yeah,
No,
that's,
nobody want Gail after she fucked up R. Kelly.
that's her son.
No, she made R. Kelly respect her. She
No,
went
she
with that
fucked up
bull
R.
crap.
Kelly. R.
Nah.
Kelly should have known. I ain't going on TV with you.
No, the fact that he had let his two concubines go on there and they
Yep.
had he up there coming out from behind trying to tell him what to do and control it. That's when Gail was like,
Nah, we ain't
Robert.
doing this, Kels.
Robert.
Robert.
Shit with that Robert. That was it. I just think that it's crazy. I don't care who making the money or whatever. If that's their arrangement, that's their arrangement. But that wouldn't fly. That wouldn't fly for me. I don't care about the money in that regard. Like at some point, these women ain't like women. I think some women get accustomed and accustomed to a certain lifestyle,
Yep.
and that's okay. You know what you can do? You can sue him. If you really, if it meant like that. Ask Gary Sheffield. He got sued by a woman. He was up here courting and everything like that. Had promised her this stuff and whatever, and it didn't work. It fell through. He decided to move on, and she took a legal suit. Like he had created this lifestyle. I stopped doing these things. This is what we did, and this is what happened. And he had to pay that lady. That lady went away in the wind and living her own life, and she's okay with that, and I'm okay with that too. But don't think that you're gonna do whatever you want to.
But you knew you was a mistress to begin with.
That lady wasn't no mistress.
What was she?
The lady wasn't
She
a
was a
mistress.
side
She was
piece.
dating him. No, they were dating. They were
She was
supposed
a
to get
side
married.
piece.
They were engaged. So
Gary
that
Sheffield,
particular lady was
baseball player,
engaged.
Gary Sheffield. He
Yeah.
travels across the United States playing baseball.
Exactly.
So y'all
Different
think that
stadiums.
gives you a
Do
pass?
not know that he's going to have a mistress in every
Okay,
city.
so he traveling and I'm here,
Yeah, she's.
and I can't get no peace in the
she's-
street.
Nah, just you can just don't
Look,
get caught.
That's the thing. That's the psychology of it too. I mean,
Don't tell me
you
nothing.
know that somebody's going to be traveling all over the United States to every major city, and something's not going to happen.
Don't tell me nothing.
I mean, I'm sure that thing's gonna happen, but you think I'm be home and be good girl?
No, of course
no.
Right.
I'm
So
telling you
don't,
now.
both parties don't ask, don't tell.
Right.
Exactly.
And maybe they need to do that. Cheat respectfully, as that lady like to
Like
say
she
it.
like to say.
Cheat respectfully. It is what it is. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up.
I don't know. I'm waiting for you to cheat respectfully.
I ain't got to, man. Whatever.
Since you wrapping it up,
We need to go just wrap it on up. Let's go. Let's close this segment.
make
This
sure you wrap it up when you cheat respectfully.
whatever.
But just happy Father's Day to you, Solomon,
Thank
and to
you,
all
I
the
appreciate it.
All
fathers
the
out
dads,
there.
all those guys who play dads. I appreciate.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all. As a single mom, I can say that because Solomon used to be playing daddy to my baby too, and it was, he was
turned
good
to
at
real
that.
daddy.
It turned into something else. So I am appreciative of that. Happy Father's Day to you
Thank
and
you,
all
thank
the
you.
dads out there. You are their daughter's first love and your son's first hero. So remember that. On that
Is
note,
he gonna get a steak?
he can eat
The
steak
big
if he
piece of
wants to.
chicken.
He don't want no steak. When I took him to get that steak, and we done spent darn almost $350 in a restaurant, just the two of us.
Oh hell!
Yeah, I got
Where
a
did you
problem.
go?
You could have got.
Cedar.
That
You
sounds
could have
like
got about
Council
4
Oaks.
steaks.
Council Oaks.
That's,
Council
it
Oaks.
was either that or the other place.
But it's the
I wasn't
ambiance.
It was. It's sitting in front of the glass watching them cook the steak
Yeah.
only for my husband to order him some sea scallops.
It's like Ocean Prime.
Basically.
It is. It
What's
is.
that other place too?
I'm not mad at that.
That's here.
Roof
in Tampa.
Crest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ruth
thank you,
Chris.
Ruth Chris.
I
It
mean,
is
to be
what it
honest
is.
with you, like Serge said, you paying for ambiance, what have you. I can easily settle for a steak that I grill
Off the
myself.
Yeah,
at
and
home.
myself exactly.
Solomon, well, we had a good time. The food was amazing.
Yeah,
I probably, I,
like
I
you said,
probably
it's
had
the
the
ambiance.
best, absolute best. What was it? Lobster bisque. I was like, this lady put this little bit of crab on my. So the lady could see it on my face. I'm looking. She said, "I know you were licking. Like, where's the rest? Like, what is?"
That's
this?"
why. Oh my God.
I was.
Like
I
one
am,
Father's Day,
absolutely.
like several years ago, we went to what was Seltzers over there on Del Mabry.
Sam Seltzer.
Sam
Seltzers.
Uh-huh.
And I had ordered. What did I order, Serge?
Probably filet mignon.
Yeah, the filet mignon. They brought it. I'm like, where's the rest of it?
Yeah, you be looking at that, but honestly, that was probably when, like, he and I, we go to a lot of places together and we eat out a lot. But that probably was one of the best. As far as lobster biscuits, that's probably one of the best lobster biscuits I've had. And his food, we had amazing time. It was great. That was the best money well spent.
I
I'll take
definitely
that
want me
as
some
it
steak.
is. I'll take it as money well
I
spent.
want me a nice chunky ribeye.
Okay. You could have had
32
a
ounce.
tomahawk.
Yeah, the
$140
tomahawk joint.
$140.
Man, when we looked at it, Solomon to my look, I said, well, go ahead,
It's
because I
like
hadn't put it in
this.
my head. Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's huge.
our pops was friends with somebody who had opened up a Spanish restaurant in Brandon.
We had got the
and we got that
tomahawks.
for free.
Oh, wow.
A whole
Yeah.
tomahawk
Ask
steak.
your daddy, what's
Came
his
out with the
friend name?
tomahawks.
Let me holler at you, buddy.
I think they out of business now.
Yeah, they're way out of it.
Yeah, giving away
Get
tomahawks. They ain't need.
It's gotta be. But no, to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. And women, please let these men have their day, okay? Because
Yeah, for real.
Lord knows they need it.
Yeah, since Steph screwed it up, we ain't got no sports to watch tomorrow.
Thanks. Shout out.
Well,
to
we got
Steph.
sports watch
We got sports
tonight.
to watch
got the
tonight.
hockey
The
game.
Lightning tonight.
That's right.
Absolutely. Come on, like
So Denver don't y'all don't get too happy that y'all up 1-0 because the Lightning is notorious for losing game ones.
And come back for game
Yeah,
2, 3,
sweeping
and
it.
4. Like, we ain't scared. All right. On that note, this is his, hers, and ours.
Oh,
I'm your
and
coach.
by the way, we will not be here next week
Okay.
as we
Oh,
have
yeah.
a previous
golf.
engagement.
With
Oh
the golf
yeah,
tournament.
that's right.
Yeah. So,
So,
we,
my
we won't
music
be.
video
See you in 2
shoot.
weeks. That's right.
Oh, you gonna do your video shoot?
Yeah.
You gonna be
On
like,
the
I
course.
get around? Ah.
We you know.
Ah.
We you know.
All right. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks. This is his, hers, and ours. I'm Shannon Royal Davis Wood,
Solomon Davis.
and we're out.
See you.
I've been waiting far too long. Come over, come over. Everywhere I go, you go. That's over, come over. Patience was my virtue. I sat and waited for you this day. Now is the time to experience love in a new way. Oh na na na, oh na na na. No more hesitation in me, I swear. Oh na na na, oh na na na. Now the time has come for me to give you what you really need. I've been waiting for too long. Come over, come over. Everywhere I go, you go. That's over, come over. Gave you enough time to think about your next move with me. It is unexplainable. We are meant to be. Oh na na na, oh na na na. No more contemplation in me, I swear. Oh na na na, oh na na na. Now the time has come for me to make you believe. I've been waiting for too long. I've been waiting for too long. Come over, come over. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everywhere I go, you go. That's over, come over, come over. I've been waiting for too long. I've been waiting. Come over, come over. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everywhere I go, you go. Go. That's over, come over, come over.